Rogue Room appreciates your recommendation. The Rogue Room appreciates your recommendation.
Am I too pale? I don't know if I'm too pale. Oh, hi, hey, how's it going? What's up? What's doing? What's new? What's the news?
Thank you for
Fox,
continuing
thank
your
you
membership.
so kindly for the sub, mate.
Less
I've
than
got
3,
text
less
over my
than
face.
3.
Get that fucking text off my face. I'm so pale. I was actually going to say something else that I was legitimately thinking right before I went live, but I thought, fuck it, let's go with a meme instead. How's it going, folks? You've dialed down the thirst lately, but that going live selfie, it's pretty good, hey? Pretty decent. I'm okay. I'm doing alright with that, hey? Us, by the way. You can't see like the real detail with this top. It really makes it hard for you to see all the flex, the veins and stuff. Let me tell you, like I was flexing in the sunlight. Like, despite the fact that I live in a dog shit unit, my bathroom has like a skylight in it. Not a very good one, mind you, but it has a skylight in it. So sometimes when you're looking in the mirror, you've got natural sunlight. And I was flexing with the natural sunlight on my bicep. I was like, I could see all the veins and the striations and definition. I mean, there's not much in the way of striations, honestly, but there's oos. Anyway, how's it going, folks? Welcome back to the Rogue Room. Another night. It is my 9th stream over these past 2 weeks. Is it 9th? Yeah, 9th. Given I stream 5 days a week, or I should stream 5 days a week, I've been sort of beating myself over the head lately over the fact that I haven't been streaming consistently for the past few months. Week to week, and it looks like we're closing in on like 2 weeks of consistently streaming every single night. You know, if I stream tomorrow night, which I fully intend to do, we might be back on track to have a consistent schedule again. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? How was my day? My day was okay. Dog shit skylight unit, pretty much. Who got banned for what? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Oh, I can't get hugs. Maddie is currently out of the room. Like, she'll be back. I'll tell her there's hugs waiting for her, unless she's watching right now. Oh, she might be. You know, when she's here, we'll put that aside and we'll get hugs in a minute. Whenever Maddie's not here, I usually just do like, I hug myself and say thank you for the hugs. But Maddie's here, she's just not available for hugs at present. So, you know. Consent is always key. Yes, it is. A streamer got a suspension recently. Let's open up with this one. I do not know who this person is. I've never heard of them before today. But a streamer by the name of Donut Operator, who's fairly popular by the look of it. I'm suspended from Twitch for 7 days. Accidentally said a gamer word the other night during that stream where we raised 250k for veterans. Laughing, crying emoji. No, I didn't say the N-word. Haha, it was the faggot word. Yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it because I'm going to say it in the context of this guy trying to censor himself. You're literally laughing as though it's no big deal, says Ray. This isn't a gamer word. This is a slur and you need to educate yourself on your audience. Stop being so hot. No. Here's the thing. What an ass hat. We're allowed to say it. It's our word. We reclaimed it. It is literally a slur that we reclaimed. We the queers. So here's the thing. It's like I like the playing down of this, as many people are understandably pissed off about. It's like, no, I didn't say the N-word. That's the really bad one. it's only the bundle of sticks one. And then here's the thing to follow up. Is the 7-day suspension too much for playfully calling a friend the bundle of sticks gamer word? And the results are like yes, basically 70%. Saying that yes, 7 days is way too much. Way too much for literally just playfully calling my friend a slur. Let's have a talk about this. Let's have a chit chat. Hello, Calguy. How's it going? How's life? I got demon souls. Anyway, let's have a chitty chat about this, shall we? About how blasé he's treating this. First and foremost, the most obvious point of contention here that I think a lot of people have brought umbrage towards is the fact that he is so casually dismissing his slip of the tongue of calling his friend a slur that is typically used to deride homosexual people, you know. Life is rough. Let's not delve into that. Let's not. I'm okay. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Never before today ever heard someone unironically say gamer word. Well, that's the thing, though. It became a bit of a meme a while back when, like, I don't know how long the phrase gamer word has been around. But, you know, it's sort of become this way to deflect away from, oh, no, that person said a naughty word, a slur, generally speaking, but it's a gamer word, because gamers get particularly heated, and they'll call their friends the gamer words, whatever they are, or they'll call other people gamer words, because in the heat of the moment, all that sort of shit. You can't control what you're saying, or like one excuse that I've heard for people justifying using slurs is like in competitive shooters, they will say like the worst shit ever to their opponents as a psychological manipulation tactic to like throw their opponent off. Oh my god, that person called me a slur and I threw the grenade in the wrong direction. And it's such a weird deflect, honestly. Because, yeah, you accidentally used a homophobic slur. Hello. Hi. No, it's alright. I'll come back to it. Oh, hang on. You owe me a hug. Okay. So we'll keep talking about slurs for a moment. Maddie's just... Yeah, so we're talking about slurs for anyone who's curious. So yeah, like, obviously the whole angle that's being pushed here is that, you know, in the heat of the moment, I said a naughty word. But the reality of the situation is, like, why was this guy's first thought?
Why is it what he goes to?
Yeah, why is it what he goes to insult his friend, right? To insult someone he's playing with. Why are you going to choose a derogatory term distinctly used to attack homosexual people, right? Exactly. That's the privilege here that is being grotesquely overlooked. And here's the thing that annoys me, of course, is that he's like, I'm suspended, accidentally said a gamer word during that stream where we raised a lot of money, actually, so it's fine. We raised $250,000. It's fine, though. It's okay. Because we raised money for charity or fucking whatever. Question, do I know his content? Do I care? Is the thing. Here's my question back to you. Do I care? No. I don't care what his content is. Accidentally said a gamer word is obviously a deflect.
You don't have to know someone to be able to condemn that.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine if cricket sledging was just gamer word. What's cricket sledging?
Saying stuff on the cricket pitch.
Oh, yeah.
Screw them with.
Heated gaming moments are definitely a thing that makes multiplayer gaming more hostile. Most certainly, yes. Should we care about his content? It contains slurs. That's enough on its own. Yeah, exactly. I did say it for context's sake, but, you know, I'll own that. Same as I can say trap, I'm a weeb. Yeah, exactly. It's that kind of thing.
I can say trap because I'm a trap.
She says she can say trap because she is a trap. Are you really going to define yourself as a trap?
No, of course not. You agree, well?
True. Does it shock you he is or used to be I mean, I read his bio. I did hover over the guy's bio. SWAT officer, veteran, gamer, food and beer lover. Former police and SWAT officer, sorry.
Yo.
So, you know, ACAB. Especially cops who just casually drop the F slur. Anyway. Even if it were good content with a shit streamer is still shit content pretty much. Excuse me. So yeah, it's not surprising. I'm waiting for my hug because I can't.
I'm really bad at my hair.
Sorry, I want to continue with the conversation, but I want my hug, and she hasn't given me my hug yet, so I'm stuck at the moment. So let's think for a second. Okay, so already we've got a few issues with this. So he's suspended, and he's like treating it as a thing that can just be like water off a duck's back. Oops, accidentally said a slur to my mate, jokingly. Like that's the thing. Is like, oh, I jokingly said the word. Oops, you know. And like a lot of people have got this good points, like you're laughing as though it's no big deal. And like Brandon here is saying he's disappointed how this is being laughed off as something silly. As someone who gets called both, I really hope you consider this is not a joke or funny. You're a grown man who should know by now why it's not cool. And tweets with a good take here. Imagine justifying using a slur because you raised money, right? But anyway, like the thing that I wanna jump to, aside from the fact that he's just so dismissive of the N word, like he's he's treating like, oh, I didn't say the N word, which is a slur, haha, it was the F slur instead, and it almost sounds like he's sort of downplaying it. Does that sound?
Yeah.
Like he's like, oh, you know,
it's not as bad.
Yeah, like you could argue it's not technically as bad, but it's still a slur, you know.
The thing is, it's a slur.
Yeah. Anyway,
Come here.
hug. I get a hug.
Okay, let's see. Two beautiful midriffs.
Yeah, we can check this out. Okay.
No.
No. You want to take him with you?
Yeah, okay.
I don't want him in here. He's annoying. Okay. Anyway, the thing that I want to... There was a point that I had with regards to this that I'm thinking about. Is the suspension too much for playfully calling a friend? Like, this is the thing, right? You could playfully call someone that slur if you are like a member of that community, right? If you're a member of the marginalized group that is affected by that slur, I think, you know, friends, if they let you, yeah. But this is the thing, is like, how much do we want to bet that this guy's friend is straight? And here's the thing, what's worse is...
Thank you for continuing
hello.
your membership.
Ziwa.
Oh, sup BTW.
Sup. Do you want me to change the lights out there, by the way? What do you want?
Sunset 10%.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, Smudge, get out.
It's okay.
Okay. I'm changing the lights for my girlfriend, and then we'll continue on this topic. There we go. Reclamation versus just being a cunt, right? Pretty much. So, I don't know if I have hay fever, but my nose is sniffly lately. Come on, F you. I don't want you in here because you're frustrating me. Come on, out you go. Anyway. Thank you, by the way, babe, for resubbing.
You're very welcome.
Should Abby be nicer to Smudge? No and no. He's an asshole. Anyway. Here's the thing. There's the poll. That's what I'm going to give you. You didn't specify your answers. Anyway, what's the bet? What's the bet? That this guy's friend is straight. Okay, let's just say his friend is straight. Okay, who, like, you know, bad enough. Two straight guys dismissing the concerns of the use of the word. What happens if the friend is gay? Right? I don't know what the friend's sexual orientation is. I really couldn't give less of a shit. Sounds like something you'd say on private, not on stream. And that's the thing, is like, a lot of these dudes, quite frankly, especially the ones who blow up in popularity, like it seems like this guy has. He's got like 200-something thousand followers on Twitter. So obviously he's well known. I've never heard of him before today, but he's well known. Right? A lot of these guys have this attitude that they can take their I'm just playing and joshing around with my mates attitude online to a broader audience. And the thing is, they're generally encouraged to do that. A lot of people will enjoy that kind of content. Of like, oh yeah, this is how I really am. This is the real me. And then, yeah, like you've just said, exactly. If it's in their natural lexicon to begin with, that's an issue. Exactly. That's not a serious... That's not something that can be just casually dismissed. It shows, like this person here has said, such strong privilege. Using the alt definition of a slur... And that's the thing, right? He's for playfully calling a friend the bundle of sticks, gamer word. Right? Using the alt definition of a slur used for gay people downplays the actual harm hate speech has in online spaces. Once the partnered, paid, influential platform, I'd hope one would strive to make an inclusive, safe gaming space for all. 100% acceptable suspension. Exactly. Agreed. The only person you used to know that called me an F-slur as a joke and dismissed it because I was queer ended up being a sex predator. Well, that's a bit of a yike. And yeah, generally speaking, a lot of queer people in general do get called that. It's broadly associated with gay men, but that's not like the exclusive use of the word. When straight people use these slurs around you, knowing you're queer, uncomfortable. Let's talk about that for a moment. Let's talk about the use of, like, when straight people are using slurs around you, knowing you're queer, or things of that nature. This occurred to me recently in a particular conversation I was having. If Maddie's listening in, she might be familiar with the situation. Twitch, please. Oh, chat's not working. Okay. Well, I'm going to tell this story. Recently we were socializing. And it's only after this particular social gathering was over that I had time to think about this, and I realized how uncomfortable it was making me. Right? Is one of our friends who, as far as I can tell, is straight. At the very least, straight presenting. Right? Girl with a boyfriend. We were having drinks, we were chatting, we were talking, we were hanging out. And at some point we got onto the discussion of slurs. Like, not really seriously, but me and Maddie were calling each other slurs jokingly because we happen to be the people affected by them. And, you know, because we're allowed to do that. So, yeah, it's a way of reclaiming them, right? And unfortunately, this other person in the discussion decided to start, like, making jokes about, like, like, what if we made up a new word that, like, combines those two? And then they started making a bunch of remarks using their made-up slur. There was a portmanteau. Okay. It was really weird, right? And it wasn't just like they were making some casual remarks using the word that weren't anything serious. They were literally sort of, you know, role-playing the position of, I'm the bigot calling you the slur. Oh, you're such a made-up slur and all that sort of stuff. And I'm just like, holy shit, like, pump the brakes for a second. I didn't have the gall to say anything at the time. We should have. But like in hindsight, I'm looking at him like, you're a straight person looking for another word to insult gay people, and I'm really not comfortable with this. And yeah, I didn't have the gumption at the time to comment on it at all. But I don't think that's much different from just outright calling me the F slur to my face. Quite frankly, you might as well have. Right, if you're going to, and this is the thing, it wasn't even like they weren't calling me like a, I don't know, what's a made up, let me think, I'm trying to think of a fake word you can use, like a fake term you could use. They weren't calling me a palette, right, like a makeup palette or anything. They were literally combining two existing slurs into one, the start of one, the end of another, to come up with a new fake slur. It's like, this one's not as serious, it's a joke. And I think there's a lot of people that are a fig. Yeah. Socialism is for figs. Right? So it wasn't even inventive. And I think this is generally the attitude of a lot of people who've been in any way around queer folks. Is they might get a sense that queer folks do reclaim these words. And as a result, being queer adjacent, being a straight person near queer people who reclaim those words. Same with like, I've got a black friend. I can say the N-word, I've got a black friend, says the man in a business suit with a $230K a year salary. You know. It's that exact same thing as like they're near those marginalized people and they see those marginalized people embracing those terms for themselves, and then they get this attitude of like, well, I can do it. Or they will say, like, this guy might even not, I mean, would it shock you if this guy doesn't have a single gay person in his life? Right? But he might, like, invariably, in today's society with social media all over the place, you're going to see gay people. You're going to acknowledge that they exist. You're going to be aware that they reclaim slurs for their own communities. And I reckon, like, they would look at that kind of thing. I'm just trying to like pad out every single justification you could come to with this, right? And ultimately it does boil down to, like Moxicillin has said. By the way, I just noticed how awesome that name is. Moxicillin based. But yeah, like it's just such a privileged viewpoint. It's like, oh, oopsie daisy, I accidentally said the gamer word on stream, but it's okay, I raised $250,000. Test, I can see you. Yeah, I just, you know, what's up, troublemakers? Hello, Necro, how's it going? I just thought that was an interesting little bit of a discussion to get us started on. What do you think? What do you reckon? What are your thoughts? I want to hear your thoughts on this. Like, let's continue reading some tweets, you know. Your account should just be flat out suspended because you don't get it. It's not a gamer word. I wasn't gaming all the times I was targeted with that word. This is a weird take. I've never been in the Navy myself, but I thought that granted you the F-word pass. The fuck does that mean? That absolutely does not grant you a pass. Holy shit, weird take. Fucking straights and sissies, basically. Dude, I got banned from Facebook for saying something was gay. The irony of me being gay myself and getting penalized for this is actually hilarious. Okay, let's bring that conversation in. Gay folks in chat, of which there's like 90% of you, I would imagine, flagrant homosexuals. What do you think of being a gay person and using the word gay in the way we did in high school when we were like 13? You know what I mean. Oh, it's so gay. Like, as a gay person yourself. I don't do it, I don't think. I don't generally do it. You're one of the token straights. Fragrant.
Basic.
Why didn't it play? Did it say the thing? I think it did. Anyway, I overtook it. Hello, Laura. How you going? How's life? How's things treating you? You can explain the reason for the Navy equal gay thing if you want. But I don't think that would justify an F-word part. You know. If I say that's so gay, you mean... I mean, yeah, nowadays I call something gay as like a compliment. Yeah. Thank you for the 100 bits, by the way. Saying something is gay is using it as a fucking derogatory... Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. It's worth asking the audience, though. But yes, generally speaking, like... Using a word that is broadly used to define a minority group as a derogatory, right? That's bad. That's pretty fucking awful, actually. Being a soldier is quite subby, so I guess that's where the sissies are going with that. Maybe. Maybe. Still, being in the military doesn't count as being a marginalized minority. So, you know, used to say that's gay, and I mean it in the street sense, not the homophobic sense, and fucking cringe. Holy shit. The justification. I use it in the street sense. What's the fucking street sense? I just like, I laugh at the way, and again, to come back to it, you calling a friend the bundle of sticks gamer word. The bundle of sticks gamer word. Partner and I say us being romantic or saying we love each other is pretty gay. Well, yeah. I mean, like I mentioned before, me and Maddie were literally like sitting there in that little drinks night that we were having. You know, just cooing to each other, calling each other T and F slurs. Because we were just being
so gay.
We were being incredibly gay. Like the gayest we could be. Hey, girl/boy, take a guess. Just take a wild guess. Anyway, you know.
Is it a troll?
Yeah, hey, troll/cunt. Which one are you? That's what Laura said. I didn't say it. No, I'm not a boy. Is the Navy thing a Village People reference? I don't know, honestly. A word can only offend you if you let it offend you. That's not really how that works, though. Because words have been weaponized against groups. So, for example... The F slur that has been used here has routinely been weaponized against gay people as a point of targeting them, pointing them out, isolating them, alienating them, marginalizing them, justifying hatred against them. Why am I like playing with a comb? You know? So that's where the offense comes from, is because the words have a history of marginalizing certain people. And that is something that people who have been targeted by those words, people who are members of the community that have been targeted by those words, are considered to be offended. But it's justifiably so, because those words have that history behind them, have that harmful history behind them. Just don't be so sensitive, Fivehead. And many racial slurs also have a different meaning. That's not a justification, though. If the word has been weaponized against a certain group, it's not a justification because it has another meaning, right? If you take a certain word and use it to target a minority group, that doesn't mean people from that minority group who are being targeted by that word should just get over it, right? There was that one YouTuber who got suspended from YouTube for using the racial slur when discussing PewDiePie saying it. He's black and mocked PewDiePie for saying the slur. PewDiePie basically came out unscathed, unshockingly. But the black person criticizing him got suspended and had to raise hell to get back on the platform because he wasn't big enough. I feel like I recall reading about this. Platforms have a bad history with suspending the marginalized over the larger, actually offensive ones. Yeah, and this is a good suspension, and it's like 7 days. It's 7 days. Who gives a shit, dude? Like, just take the break. Let me have a look. Let me go to this guy's Twitch. Would he be called Donut Operator on Twitch? Let's do this for a second. Let's see. Here is his YouTube channel. What if I go to is his Twitch channel linked? I want to make sure like he is called Donut Operator on Twitch. Yeah, he is. Okay, cool. I can look him up on Twitch Tracker, and we could just have a look at his general viewership, right? We can get a feel for how many viewers. So an average of 746 viewers according to this, or average of 549 viewers according to this. And his views have been trending down for a while. Holy shit, fuck. But at the very least, you know, he's a popular enough YouTuber, 3.2 million subscribers. Take the week off. Go on a holiday with your family. People like this have got money. Okay? Get over yourself. Is the 7-day suspension too much for calling my friend a bundle of sticks? Get over it. You got a free week off. Go fuck yourself. And yeah, you probably got a popularity kick. What a fucking boring cunt. Don't be edgy. I'm the only one allowed to be edgy in this channel. I'm the edgy one, okay? I'm the one who's trying to get, like, clips of me taken out of context and posted on Livestream Fail. You're just some fucking loser in my chat saying, what are your opinions on Hitler? What do you think my opinion on Hitler is, you fucking chode? I think he was a pretty bad guy, actually. Shock and horror. Here's my thoughts on Hitler. He sucked. And he was an awful painter. Edgy because I'm a sword lesbian. Calgar had it right. Pizza cutter. Ooh. I should do a pizza cutter run in Bloodborne. I've just got it. The, what's it called? What's the pizza cutter called? It has an actual name, but everyone just calls it the pizza cutter. Because it's just a spinny wheel on a stick. I'm doing a threaded cane / Blade of Mercy run. Whirligig saw, yes. I don't know if I'm going to get around to it though. I'm going to finish the DLC. We just beat Ludwig. I've been showing Maddie the DLC. We just beat Ludwig. We're in the research hall now. I'm going to run her through the rest of the DLC and then finish the game. Because she's never seen Bloodborne completely. She's loving it, but I've got to finish it for her. And then once that's done, Elden Ring. Valtardished. Oh yeah, Demon Souls actually, never mind. Demon Souls, then Elden Ring. Hush your face, let him into art school so we can avoid all the BS. I mean, this is the thing, right? I mean, even if we consider that Adolf Hitler is responsible for one of the worst atrocities of the last 100 years, there's still a lot more atrocities happening at the present and happening in that 100 years. You know, it's just, he's one of the most well-known ones. But there's still a lot of other atrocities that were happening in that time period and have happened since and are happening now. Hate to break it to you, but, you know, stopping that one genocide is not stopping all the other ones. I wish we could. Humanity just didn't stop committing atrocities. Here's a big spoiler for you folks who are just tuning into humanity. We suck. We really fucking suck. We're not good at actually cooperating with one another. We would rather kill each other for some reason anyway. I did so well at Ludwig. I think I did well at Ludwig. Trump being one of them. I mean, Trump's bad. Trump's definitely bad. He's not Hitler bad, but he's bad, definitely. Big part of American gun tube and associates with other gun people, and that very much on the anti-BLM / pro-Trump / pro-Kenosha fuckwit train. So this reaction shocks, yeah, I'm not surprised, honestly. Oh, what's going on? Oh, okay. Alright. Stopping that one might actually stop the second apartheid happening in Palestine. Maybe. This is that butterfly effect situation, where you would need to take in a number of, excuse me. It's a crop top. She's allowed to wear that on stream. Anyway, I don't know. Just whatever. Don't get me TOS. She's allowed to wear it. It's hot. We're in Australia and it's fucking hot. It's very warm. Yes, my GF is very hot. She is. She's fucking gorgeous. Anyway, what was I going to say? Did I hear about the evangelical that said reptilian aliens tried to have sex with her while disguised as her husband, but Jesus saved her? We got some religious shit to go over tonight as well. It is hot in Australia. It's heating up. We're getting into summer. Not even close to TOS yet. My tits aren't big enough for it to be TOS. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Oh, anyway. Trump thinks he is Hitler, though. Yeah, Trump did read Hitler's little book, didn't he? Trump did read Mein Kampf, from what I've heard. I'm surprised Trump can read, but there you go. I want to see what other people's takes on this are. It's not a gamer word, it's a slur, and I guarantee you, sorry to just like harp on this, but it's a fun discourse. It's not a fun discourse but I mean, it's worth talking about. And that, you know, given I'm the kind of person that likes talking about shit that's bad, I actually am finding some degree of fun in this, which is awful. I'm an awful person. But I like when idiots show their entire ass like this, so, you know. You self-censored the word, so you're clearly well aware that it's a slur. There's no justification for it. Bing, bing, bing. As a 10-year veteran who's been called the F-slur on numerous occasions growing up, I'm glad you're suspended of being held accountable for your actions. Doing a good thing doesn't give you a pass on using hate speech, which I think a lot of people have this attitude towards, like, if I do a charity thing, if I do the charity, and you actually, oh my god, no one did the OnlyFans, no one's ever done the OnlyFans thing, that's oh, well, people have as a meme, I think. Do I sell nudes? Look, here's the thing, speaking of TOS, even if I did, if I were to be selling nudes, it's against the terms of service to say that out loud on the stream. So I wouldn't tell you, right? Only Abby's. Besides, I'd use Fansly. It's a much better platform that treats its creators better. Hypothetically, do I sell nudes? How do you answer that question? And eventually leads to Tim Curry trying to escape into space. He needs a space wheelchair first. Anyway. Do I see a bad dragon in the background? You might see a dragon. Let me just go get it. I got a little dragon plushie. Look, he's Sleepy Dragon. He's a little Sleepy Dragon. It's you saw my legs. I was kind of careful not to lean too far forward. And then it's a dragon. No, I don't ride on it. I sleep with it. Sleep beside it. It's cuddly. Anyway, you want a Sleepy Dragon plushie? Maddie, send Princess the link to where you got this. Because, like, I wanted to get this off Berserk, which is like my one of my favorite sites for buying merch and stuff. I like just buying goth clothes and stuff. Yeah, I don't have a saddle. You don't ride a dragon without a saddle. You gotta be nice. You gotta treat the dragon respectfully. You know. There we go. Does he like gold? I don't know. He's too sleepy. He's too sleepy. He's Sleepy Dragon. He might be dreaming of gold. Are you dreaming of... No, she. Sorry, she. Oh my god, I'm misgendering my dragon. Her name's Ysera, after the green dragon aspect in World of Warcraft. Which I shouldn't name you after things that are made by horrible, evil people. But Ysera was cool. So, you know. Whatevs. Yes, make sure those violent acts stay in your head. Because I am thinking the same about you, friend. Should get along with the dragon from Skyrim? Which one? There's a bunch of dragons in Skyrim. What's your favorite Skyrim dragon, honestly? Like, my favorite's probably like, that one from the Dawnguard DLC. What's its name? The... Spoilers for anyone who hasn't played Dawnguard, you get a spell that summons an undead dragon. At some point. You get a shout that summons an undead dragon to help to fight with you. You've taken out this chat 50 times in my chat. Okay, sweetheart. Alright. Got an edgelord. We've been misgendering this poor dragon. We got an edgelord. Isn't it adorable? It thinks it's cute. Just learned that Rupert Murdoch was born in Australia. Yeah, like one of the worst people on the planet was born in this country. And yes, I think Australia should pay reparations to the rest of the world. Another pizza cutter, I know. So such edge. What was it? All edge, no point? Yeah. From now on, any of you loser trolls are pizza cutters. Why are we attracting these morons today? Is it cause I'm like... Is it cause I'm hotter than you? It's probably cause I'm hotter than you. Ysera was brought back as a good dragon in Shadowlands, so at least it's a small ray of sunshine. Well, that's good. You wanted to buy the Blizzard Arcade Collection, but Blizzard is trash. Well, yes, Blizzard trash. Blizzard is trash, uniformly. You're being dragged away to do some of that dungeon healing stuff. Do it! Go get your healing done. I am a bit hot, actually. I should put the dragon back, but the dragon's comfy and cuddly, so I'm going to keep it. Pretty awesome, super smart. I'm amazing. Quite frankly, I am the best streamer on this platform. You should be watching me instead of Donut Operator. I love this meme. Weird hill to die on, but at least you're dead. Your meme has been seized for redistribution, comrade. This is a childish way to try and sweep a slur under the rug. I commend charity, but lolling and memeing about slurs that have and continue to be used to do actual harm to kids and queer people in general, but you know, whatever, is disappointing to see. I hope you can see how avoiding accountability here does more harm. Mr. Brain's 4 pork F slurs. A gamer word, thank you for being so open and honest that the gaming community is inherently racist and LGBTQIA phobic. True though. True though. And then we just start getting into, and like, this is dumb. Just started streaming recently. Where can I find a list of the no-no words for Twitch? Just stop before you go anywhere, mate. They have the classics, Lost Vikings, Blackthorn, Rock and Roll Racing. You know. I feel like it should be common sense. It should be, like, pretty basic knowledge, you know. What is it with trans girls and diapers, unironically? I've literally never heard any correlation there. Transphobes coming into the stream. Oh, hey, the girl's hot. Transphobes after learning Abby's trans. Oh, no. The internalized homophobia. That's what it is. Like, there's two things to my mind, right? I'm gonna just, like, you stop me if this is a weird take. Can I put my hair up? It's getting in my... I sort of, like, sprayed my hair before. Should I put it up? I don't know. Hair up or hair down? What do we reckon? I look cute either way, but, you know, I want to put my hair up. I had a thought about transphobia, transmisogyny specifically. Down? Hair down? Yeah, we got a cute plushie. Pardon? I should put it up. It's a bit sweaty. Anyway, let me get a hair tie. I had a hair tie. I think Maddie stole it. No? There was one sitting there. Oh, well, there's one here. Whatever. Doesn't matter none. Anywho. Alright, let me see if I can do this quickly. Let me fix this up. Can I do this in such a way that's not, like, wanky looking? Okay, so. This is the problem. Like, my hairline's fucking with me today. I really don't like the way it's playing. I don't like the way my hairline's playing, folks. It's not nice. I just punched the mic again. Also, somebody should buy me a pop filter. That would be poggers. Anyway, we're going to fix my hair up right quick here. So that I'm still adorable, which I always am. Let's be real with ourselves. I'm gorgeous. But also a little bit more profesh. Pog filter. By the way, I've noticed, like, how many articles there are. It's like, this person slams this. And I'm like, what slammer did they use when they were playing Pogs? Right? That's just the first thing. It's like, anytime I see an article, this person slams this group for being mean. J.K. Rowling slams doxers for protesting outside her $1 million landmark mansion that's literally on tour guides in Scotland. And she's routinely in the news because she pissed off the local council with her massive hedges again. Yeah, we had... No, did we have Pogs? No, we had Tarzos. We didn't actually have Pogs. We had Tarzos, which was the same thing. Right? This was Tarzos. Let's find Tarzos. Also, for anyone curious, my lipstick is actually a really dark purple, not black. And it stays on. Look. Anyway. I don't think we had... yeah, we had Tarzos, which were basically Pogs. Same basic concept. You had Tarzos, you had a Tarzo slammer. There were Tarzos you could clip together like these. It was the... I don't know why they were any different from Pogs. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway. There was a point I was going to make about the connections between trans misogyny, right? You uploaded some animated emotes. Oh, neat. I don't know if I can be bothered with animating shit. Honestly, I don't know if I can be fucked. I had this thought about like trans misogyny. So, broadly speaking, the transphobia that trans women face specifically, which is most of it, let's be real with ourselves. And like toxic masculinity. This is a weird thing that I have sort of started to cobble together in my observations of how shitty people are on the internet and in general. A lot of attitude towards trans women tends to stem from a... what a stream title. I know, right? We've already discussed what the meaning of that was. Now we're going to talk about, you know, just more broadly trans stuff. And I've had this thought about how, like, a lot of trans misogyny seems to be rooted in toxic masculine ideas towards men, because men, generally speaking, will look at trans women as though we are, you know, as a lot of people do. They look at us as though we're men in dresses. And they have this distinct attitude of like, no real man would dress up like that and behave like you do, you bloody F slur. And it's like, well, you're missing the bloody point, aren't you? I've seen this a number of times. Tell me if you in chat have had the same experience, if you're a trans woman, of someone trying to like, well, first of all, trying to call you a man in the first place, and then extrapolating upon that, trying to question your masculinity as someone who doesn't embrace it. You know. Takes it since transitioning, I've gotten over so much internalized shame, I no longer care to hide my kinks, which is totally fair. You know. Want a big tortoise pet that walks around the house and does stuff. That'd be good. We're men in tights. Can we talk about how great of a movie Robin Hood Men in Tights is? I should rewatch that. Tabloids will take anything and make entire articles over a single comment. They really will, though. When you get a boom arm for your mic, it comes with a pop filter and you already have one. Ooh, neat. That maybe... Oh, yeah, true. It has Chappelle in it, doesn't it? Fuck. I forgot about that. Shit, we can't rewatch Robin Hood Men in Tights. There's also a homophobic joke in it, as far as I recall. Anyway, we've sort of gone past the first story of the night. We've gone over the first story of the night. We've gone over why why saying a slur during a fundraising stream is not, like, you don't get a pass just because you raised $250,000. Anyway. Me and NBE, they, maybe I'm not a real man. Reminds me of, like, James Stephanie Sterling's remarks they've made several times now. About how people will comment, you'll never be a real woman. And they're just like, well, no, I'm non-binary, you fucks. No. You realize that Weasley from The Princess Bride. I haven't seen The Princess Bride, so I don't know who that is in that context. I should probably watch The Princess Bride at some point. I've heard good things about it. Faye, they, she. Maybe I'm not a man at all. I mean, that's the thing, right? We were talking about how I sometimes think I'm an it. I don't know what that means though, so I just stick with she. You know, Sterling's content is better now they are happier, isn't it though? It's great. Honestly, I love it. Kind of appalling that they lost so many subscribers. Are you a boy or a girl? I'm hot. The rest is irrelevant. It is pretty. I should watch more Doe. I love Doe. Doe's fantastic. And stream watch Princess Bride. No, not at all. I'm here trying to make money. Thank you very much. NB is pretty comfy. I don't know what NB would feel like. This is one of those confusing things. Gender is weird. Gender is far more complex than people give it credit for. Because a lot of people don't want to believe gender exists. A lot of people want to just live in the comfy, predetermined identity that society has dictated for them. Did we talk about that tweet from the other day? I do know it has Andre the Giant in it. Hang on. Let me just do something. Did we talk about this tweet yet? I don't think we did, and I would love to ratio this tweet, because I quote tweeted it, and I've got 37 likes, so I'm like 10% of the way there. But anyway, I'm yet to see one transgender or LGBTQI plus. And this is the thing. What's the T stand for, dickhead? But anyway, like this is like an honestly, I don't know what the situation is. This person's got like nearly 8,000 followers. I can't tell. Are they supposed to be a troll account? Were they trying to make some remarkable statement here? And I wanted to discuss how socially constructed the idea of mental stability is, because basically what mental stability is society's got a set of rules for you to follow, and if you follow all those rules to the letter, everyone will, broadly speaking, offer you more respect. And see, some of those rules are determined by the circumstances of your birth, and there's nothing you can do about them. So, say for example, if proud old farmer here is a conservative white man, I mean, conservatism is generally not something you're born with, it's something you learn, but, you know, if we had to believe that proud old farmer here is a white man, he's already knocked off 2 of those little rules for being socially respectable and considered mentally stable, even though, you know, the whole mental illness thing, anytime there's a shooter or whatever, but... he looks 60 in his tweeting. What does he know about mental stability? I feel like the profile picture is just a stock photo. But anyway, and like this is an interesting point that this guy's made, is like, how do you define mental stability? You know, how are you defining mental stability? So if you look at queer people, generally speaking, and their behaviors and their mannerisms and all of these kind of things, and they are not what you're used to seeing, then you might have the immediate response of that person's mentally unstable because they don't fit my worldview of all the other people I've grown up around who don't act like them at all. So those people must be weird. And that's the mentally stable thing, the mentally unstable thing. And literally nobody is mentally stable in this society. Some of us just don't fool ourselves into thinking we're without any problems at all. Yes, exactly. And yeah, you don't diagnose people by seeing them. Exactly. And like a lot of people who have this attitude, much like with sex, much like with gender and all these kinds of things, they have a very limited view of what mental stability is. Right? And again, I'm completely on Lupa's side here. I don't think anybody in contemporary society is mentally stable by any definition of the word. I just think there's a lot of people who are not diagnosed, you know. And people with a DSM-5 diagnosis are far more stable than folks without a DSM-5 diagnosis. Well, true. People who have the means to deal with the mental instabilities that they are dealing with are probably more than likely going to have more stability as a result of having treatment, having medication, or having the right therapy. On the subject, there was something. Give me a second while I find it. We can do yo-yo in a sec. Is it there? Let me just see if I can find this. There was a news article about how... Excuse me. I should have saved this. I don't know why I didn't save this. There was a news article about how certain doctors might start moving away from... Anyway, I'm sure there was something else I've missed with the with our redeems today. No, I think we're good. We'll do the yo-yo. There was an article I saw. If somebody can find it, overprescribed antidepressants. Yes. And like the idea was being put forward that maybe doctors should be prescribing, instead of antidepressants, prescribing things like therapy or exercise or other dietary changes and things of that nature, as an attempt to move away from overprescribing antidepressants. Because let's face the reality of it here, antidepressants can have numerous negative effects, including dependencies. There we go. Thank you, Mallory. But we can discuss that more in depth. There's some yo-yo. Is it a good article? Like, is it actually decent? I think there's a conversation to be had there. I don't know if I trust the Telegraph. Should I trust the Telegraph? Plus, there's a bunch of other stuff we could talk about tonight. No, it's bad. I mean, it could also smack of, honestly. Like, the concept on the surface. I personally think medication is not the be-all, end-all solution to mental health. You know, my medication has helped me with my mental health in some ways. Say, for example, my HRT, that is. And I think it's reasonable to say that there are many people out there who definitely, certainly benefit from taking antidepressants. But I think there should be more avenues beyond that. I certainly speak to the benefits of fitness, for example. The problem with Western medicine is that they see a person who has a thing called depression, but they don't see a more whole view. They just see a depressed person, and their whole life contributes to their mental state and not just a broken wire. I can change the emote code, I think. Been on anti-seizure meds and have had one that acted like an antidepressant. Hi, Inclining Prune, how are you going? Be wiser for them to go to a therapist and determine if therapy will help before antidepressants. I think that's a good step, honestly. That's a good, like, baseline instead of going immediately to antidepressants. Finding antidepressants that work is a lot of effort and you need a doctor who actually cares about you. True. Well, let's have a look. Let's see what the article has to say. So this is just by the Telegraph. I don't know which Telegraph, but you know. Could go through this. Don't spam caps lock. They don't see the capitalism causing most of it. Yeah, a lot of people are very quick to dismiss the notion that the capitalistic society in which we live, the expectations upon all of us, you know, upon all of us that are thrust into this society against our will, you know, we're given so much hope as children, which is a bad thing. I'm going to say it right now. The expectations placed upon children are what inevitably lead to depressed adults and depressed teenagers. Antidepressants are faster acting than therapy, so they can be a good holdover while going through it. I mean, yeah, true. It's also worth discussing what depression actually is. Anyway, we can skim through this. As doctors are told to prescribe therapy before medication in certain cases, does the answer to our mental health crisis lie with society? The answer's in the question. The inconvenient truth about antidepressants. I read the news that doctors should stop routinely doling out antidepressants and offer patients therapy, meditation, or exercise instead. Which, I mean, there are definitely benefits to all three of those. In a venture for mental wellness, for overall wellness. I think, you know. Why is this good news for millions of us who, like me, have danced with depression for years? Because we are in danger of otherwise medicalizing what Sigmund Freud called ordinary human unhappiness. Should human unhappiness be ordinary? If I heard the coalition agreement of the new German coalition government is out and there's finally good news in there for trans and queer people. I have not, actually. Where were we? Your art tends to be very introspective toward outsiders, those who get snubbed due to queer phobias, classism, validism. I'm going to leave you on to say this. You've noticed over the years, as a mostly ostracized autistic cishet guy, I tend to gravitate to queer people because I feel both parties can relate to how it feels to be kicked around by the straights. So society basically gave me 90% of my friends and the women I've ever dated. Well, there you go. That's what we like to hear. Sort of. It's weird the way that ostracism can lead to... I mean, this is the thing, right? This is an interesting point that you've mentioned, is that a lot of people will be ostracized into social groups where they find genuine friends. You know? And yeah, a lot of... I was going to say, like, Freud. Are we really going to discuss Freud? Let me pause here. I'm not talking about severe depression, and nor is nice. Whatever nice. Who's nice? Rachel Kelly net. Anyway. I suffered from 2 severe depressive episodes in my 30s, suicidal, desperate for medication. I was a reporter on a national newspaper with 2 small boys when depression struck out of the blue. Antidepressants can be life-saving, but there are mounting concerns about the overprescribing of the drugs. Around 7.3 million people now take antidepressants, and prescriptions are disproportionately given out in areas of social deprivation, says evidence-based psychiatry founder Luke Montague. This is a risk. This is a risky phrasing. Over-prescribing is effectively a way to say, listen, you don't really need this, and then we can, you know, we can have certain people saying, well, listen, those poors don't actually need this medication. Can go to other people, or we can stop producing as much of it, or we can ramp the price up, or whatever it is. So, that's something to be wary of, honestly. That idea of over-prescribing drugs. Like, if there's enough, and it's not causing anyone any distinct harm to be prescribed them. Germany's doing good things with regards to changing legal gender easier, including talk of reparations for people who transitioned prior to 2011 when medical sterilization was mandated. That's how we got the opioid crisis? I don't know, honestly. Had a doctor refuse you a referral to an ADHD diagnosis saying to meditate and clear my mind when it plays up, and I was like, that's like telling someone with broken legs to walk it off. If we make vaccines free, then people will consume infinite vaccines. As if that's the argument against vaccines. That'd be hilarious. Can you imagine if anti-vaxxers were like, if we make the vaccines free, people will get too many of them? Anti-vaxxer takes are already dumb enough as it is. Night night, princess. Have a good one. Go become a vegetable so you can actually sleep. They've agreed to get rid of the infamous and years ago outlawed by the Supreme Court of Germany, but still in effect TSG, transsexuals law, with the new self-determination law. So that's pretty fucking cool. You're gonna take all the vaccines and get superpowers. The TSG was created in the 80s, by the way, which doesn't shock me. Anyways. Don't have to imagine it because I saw people spouting it non-ironically. Oh my god, are you serious? What the hell? Alright. Still getting more vaccines. Get as many vaccines as you can. Get as many vaccines as you reasonably can. Overprescription is a real issue with addictive medications like opioids and antibiotics that, when taken in the wrong situation, contribute to antibiotic resistance spreading among infectious germs. Well, true. Could we say the same of antidepressants, though? I mean, I don't know, like, what, I don't know. They've agreed to unban gay men and trans people from blood donations. That's cool, that's cool. Sometimes you feel like being healthy is a superpower. You got skipped on, oof. Yeah, oof. Finally getting your booster shot in 2 weeks' time. Hell yeah. I want to get a booster. I mean, I got my second shot 8 weeks from my first shot, which unfortunately means the efficacy of the vaccine is not where it could be, you know. What do you think about gender identity disorder being considered a disability? Well, they don't refer to things as gender identity disorder anymore. Do they? I thought they got rid of the definition of gender identity disorder. I thought it was now only gender dysphoria. How would it necessarily be considered a disability is a curious question. Because I look good tonight, thank you. L, who's claiming L's, not me. I'll tell you who's clapping L's is that guy who got suspended for saying the F slur and then trying to justify it. That's an L. Livestock farmers will often give small background doses of antibiotics to improve weight. It's horrible for your antibiotics resistance. It does not suggest getting a third shot unless you're immunocompromised. Yeah, I'm aware of that to a point. The nurse at the clinic said to keep an ear out for like boosters for my specific vaccine, which was AZ. If it becomes, what were they saying? Something, I forget what they were saying. Just keep an ear out for booster shot news. It's not even the first time someone faced consequences for saying the gamer slur. Which gamer slur in particular? Well, the gamer word. They call it a gamer word. Not a gamer slur. They call it a gamer word. Like that's somehow easier. That's somehow better. You know. On your insurance, you think you've been diagnosed with transsexualism and gender identity disorder, but that was just through insurance, not actual psych diagnoses. I don't think they diagnose gender identity disorder anymore. Gender identity disorder. I'm pretty sure they don't. Like, it's an outdated term these days. Nowadays, they refer to it as gender dysphoria. Is the distress a person feels due to a mismatch between their gender identity and their sex assigned at birth. But yeah, like, gender identity disorder isn't really considered these days. It's not really a thing these days. Or at least, like, the definition with regards to gender dysphoria is more specific. Being assigned the wrong gender can have big detrimental effects on your mental health. So yeah, it could extrapolate that gender dysphoria and subsequently any associated mental health issues could be classed as a disability, you know. Are there slurs for gamers? Gamer itself should be a slur, quite frankly. If you identify as a gamer, I'm sorry, you deserve being treated derogatorily. We should oppress gamers. We should oppress gamers the way Amaranth has been oppressing gamers on this platform since the beginning of time. Okay, Amaranth leads the charge in new Twitch Yoga Pants Twister meta. Twitch streamer Amaranth draws attention for a new kind of stream that may potentially be the new meta for streamers. Twitch streamer Amaranth is always at the forefront of the platform's new metas, finding unique ways to draw in viewers. From her ASMR sessions to hot tub streams, Amaranth is consistently one of the most popular Twitch streamers, but now she seems to have kickstarted a new Twitch meta. Stop saying Twitch meta. Oh my god, I already hate this article. This potential new Twitch meta started by Amaranth is Yoga Pants Twister, which is exactly as its name implies. In these Twitch streams, Amaranth plays the classic party game Twister while wearing yoga pants. It's another Twitch, stop saying meta, that seems to push the envelope when it comes to what's allowed according to Twitch's terms of service, but the streams aren't breaking any of the platform's rules yet. Sometimes these things on Twitch, I'm going to stop saying it, go a little too far and cause issues, like when Amaranth was banned for suggestive ASMR streams. Other Twitch streamers have chimed in on this, like CaseyTron. CaseyTron shared a screenshot of an Amaranth Yoga Pants Twister stream that had 11.1 thousand viewers at the time, declaring that a new meta is born. This prompted a response from Amaranth herself, who hilariously quoted Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, saying, "People think innovation is just having a good idea, but a lot of it is just moving fast and breaking things." I want to hear this. This is just PG-13 horny streams, basically. I want to hear what you folks are thinking people are saying about this. Now, the Amaranth Yoga Pants Twister streams are finding success, so it's likely other streamers will soon follow suit. Do you reckon we'll get a Twister category on Twitch? However, Twister isn't the only classic party game that Amaranth has been incorporating into her streams lately. As pointed out by Dexerto, a recent Amaranth hot tub stream saw her playing a game of Jenga. Amaranth has been banned multiple times for various things on her streams, and it's possible that the Yoga Pants meta could go too far and result in yet another ban for the streamer. However, none of the Amaranth bans seem to stick, and even if they did, she would still be financially stable, to say the least. While Amaranth rakes in a ton of money from Twitch, she has other sources of income and has already made millions streaming. She's really fucking rich. It seems Amaranth has invested her money from Twitch wisely as well, recently detailing plans to buy a gas station and set up another stream of passive income while getting a tax break. In the meantime, Twitch viewers can expect Amaranth to remain at the forefront of the latest trends and being one of the top draws for the platform. Should we oppress movie buffs too if you want to? Yes, absolutely, actually yes. When I think about it, absolutely. Yes, do it. Oppress movie buffs, yes. I even like watching Red Letter Media, and I can't stand those guys. Like, I genuinely enjoy their content, and I think they're entertaining. Fuck those guys. Holy shit. How insufferable. Also, Movie Bob is a person that unfortunately exists. Anyway. I'm just being a cunt right now. Buying a gas station. Doesn't she talk about gas stations in there? Is there actually gas stations in? Anyway. The point I mainly wanted to bring up. Remembers Nostalgia Critic. The point I mainly wanted to bring up, of course, is, you know, as with everything, when Amaranth does literally anything on the platform, some molding gamer boys are going to come out of the woodwork and express their misogyny in such a way that it's just like, oh, these damn titty streamers on the platform are stealing my viewers, and I've been streaming for 5 years and I haven't even got affiliate yet, and it's those damn booby streamers. Like, I guarantee you, that's what's gonna happen. People aren't watching Amaranth to see porn. They're there to pretend like they have a pretty friend that gives them attention. That's the sad part about it, isn't it? Like, honestly, like, why are more people not concerned? And yeah, Twitch leaks confirm the top owners are all dudes anyway. Exactly. Why are people not more concerned with the parasocial side of things? Yeah, forlorn. Instead of, like they go on and on about how, let me see if I can fix this. My hair's annoying me. they go on and on about all these streamers, you know, taking all the views away from cool Call of Duty streamers like me, bro. And it's like, aren't you more worried about the way that some of these people who are watching these streamers have got like some really unhealthy ideas of relationships and interactions with women? Wouldn't you be more worried about that than anything else? Emo fringe, I suppose. I don't know what I'm doing tonight. Parasocial relationships are weird. They are a bit. Depends on the context of the relationship, quite frankly. I mean, no. Like, if we have to strictly define parasocial relationships as the situation where, for example, an individual, a fan of a person, a creator, a celebrity, or whatever, develops a distinct sense of attachment to the person they're watching. So, like, at least with regards to streaming, if a particular fan gets really obsessed with this idea that they're actually close to their favorite streamer when it's virtually impossible. Why would someone interested in sexual streams want to watch a plain guy playing an FPS? Yeah, I love that. I honestly love that. It's like, all these sexy women stealing viewers away from cool gamer guys like me. And I'm like, if people are watching those particular streams, they're not watching Warzone, mate. They're not watching Fortnite. Fall Guys. That's not, you know what I mean. You know. They want viewer communism because 1% of hot streamers get 99% of the view. Pretty much. Honestly, yes. That's how it is. I guarantee you, ask any of these dudes if they would agree with the ideals behind communism or socialism. And I reckon they'd all be staunch capitalists. And the irony would be completely lost on them. They just need to do what Finster did. I mean, I already made the joke of like, if girls are stealing all your views, become a girl, Fivehead. Time to put on a bikini and make your webcam bigger to compete. And this is the thing, is like, the thing that I find hilarious. Every single time. When it comes to this discussion, when it comes to things, people like Amaranth or anyone, any woman, I mean, if you go on any of those streamer Facebook groups I've talked about and you see the pretty girls on there who will attach a selfie, and you know what, sometimes they've got their makeup and their hair done and they're wearing a low cut top with a bit of cleavage and they might be posing a certain way and yada yada yada, and they're getting viewers, right? They're actually getting attention because they're putting an effort into how they present. And the thing is, if the audience likes what it sees and they go to that specific streamer because they like what they see is a woman who is attractive in a certain way or appealing in any other way or whatever. Those viewers are going to that streamer because there's something they like there. And generally speaking, the guys who are complaining, the guys who are having a whinge of like, oh, it takes no talent to be all like dolled up and sit there in your chair with your boobs pushed up to your neck getting viewers, like whatever. Completely dismissing the fact that a lot of the girls who are like, you know, the hot ones on the platform put a ton of effort into their appearance, but beside the point. Those people are going to those streamers because that's the thing they want. They don't want to watch Blue Lives Matter over here with his tiny little face cam down in the corner, who's just wearing a trucker cap and hasn't shaved in a few days nor showered. They don't give a shit about this guy. They're not interested in you. You know? It takes no talent. Then you do it. Exactly. Joe Fish Rogan. You think I was parasocial to start with, but then we just bantered more in DMs and friendship happened? Exactly, yeah. So it can have positives, but that's beside the point, I suppose. Like, right now, anyway. Have an Animal Crossing meme. No effort streams. It takes me a good significant... I made a meme. Eek, a transphobe. What a wretched thing. Joe Fish Eggs podcast. It takes me like 2 hours to do half as much as makeup as those titty streamers do. No effort, my fat grabbable ass. Yeah, exactly. You know how much effort this shit is? And you can barely see it because I stream under colored lighting, so you can barely make out my makeup. And then, like, here's the thing: is like they'll say all these titty streamers have to do is be pretty. It's like there's a lot of effort involved in doing makeup, doing hair. I don't even do my hair properly, honestly. I put hairspray in it to sort of set it, and that didn't even really give me the poofy volume I wanted. Choosing outfits, generally speaking. If you ask some philosophy questions, I don't know if I'd be able to answer them, but we can certainly ask them. You know. There's, yeah, a lot of these guys, quite frankly, it's hilarious how often the argument of no effort comes up. When routinely, none of them are putting in any effort. If they were putting in any actual effort, they might be getting somewhere. They might be moving towards having viewers themselves. But instead they like to whinge and bitch on social media. Growing titties takes effort. It does. It does. Oh, speaking of growing titties. Prog time. Why not look at a VTuber system? I don't want to do VTubing. I like the fact that my face is on camera. Well, I could talk about my girlfriend's titties, which are grown a bit, but you know, that's not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put the dragon away though. Don't look up my skirt. I'll put this over here. There we go. Look, I've got way too many of these fucking things now. Oh my god, I showed feet on stream. I think a lot of it has to do with the resentment men have of women, since they can be beautiful and men most of the time can't be considered beautiful, at least in the same way. Yeah, she's bought me more plushies. There's more plushies in my house now. Anyway, TOS, Dragon of Chaos. Like, look at this. We've got an Appa from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Here's a thought. Okay, Ferbs, does hardship make a person stronger? If so, under what conditions and at what point is it too much hardship? If not, what makes a person stronger? I think hardship can make a person stronger, but it depends on how you define strength. You know, I mean, Appa, yip. Physically speaking, the hardship of working the body out would make you physically stronger. You know, we could say that much. But not necessarily personally, in my view. We can see that hardship can most certainly destroy people. You know, so until it breaks your body. Yes, exactly. And I'm at the point now where, like, I'm focusing much more on cardio than muscle. So to that end, my body is trying to cope with a different system of, like, building itself. How long have I been on HRT? Over 12 months. Oh, nearly 12 months. Oh, hey, it's my HRT anniversary on Saturday. I will have been 12 months on estrogen on Saturday. So there we go. She knew. I forgot. I did. 1 year tittyversary on the 27th. There we go. Hardship didn't make me stronger, it made me resilient, but everything has a limit. I busted my ass on weighted squats and it did not make me stronger. Oh god, squats. I didn't do legs today. I did cardio and I didn't do leg day today because, quite frankly, my body couldn't handle it after HIIT, which is high intensity interval training. So given that I'm doing walking and then running and then walking and running and walking and running, so I'm doing like 2 minutes walking, 1 minute running for half an hour. That killed me, so I didn't do leg day. I did skip leg day, but I didn't really skip leg day. Is the same thing, because like you're still building muscle when you're using your legs for running or cycling or any of those kind of things. It's just developed a different way. So I can technically get away with skipping leg day if we're talking about doing weighted exercises like squats, lunges, Romanian deadlifts, etc. They grew immediately, then stopped. Is that normal? That's probably normal. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I've only just recently started on progesterone, so there might be some more development there for me. Your skeleton would try to escape your body if you tried running. It's rough, honestly. Like, doing half an hour of that burns through all my energy. I've got nothing left. There's nothing left in the tank at the end. I am quite frankly considering going back on pre-workout because I know that gives me a way more energy than just black coffee does. So at the moment, my pre-workout is black coffee. You know, you drink that, wait about half an hour, and then start your workout. Preferably on an empty stomach is how I do it. Because that gives you, that sort of like lets the caffeine get into your system, and then you've got that energy boost for the workout. But quite frankly, I don't think it's enough. I might up to like 2 teaspoons of coffee and see how I go with that. Mine did. They haven't grown much more, so you're looking at prog cream now. There we go. What do I think of boofing progesterone? I honestly don't know. Used to do 7+ miles regularly, but that was years ago. I used to walk around the neighborhood for a solid hour at a reasonable pace. But I found that was too much as well, and I was also developing sunburn and shit because I don't take care of my skin. You know. Barbell lifts are good for joint strength. I would like to go back to barbell, but I don't want to pay for a gym membership. Hey, Romaya, how's it going, mate? How was your stream tonight? What'd you get up to? Tell us all about it, please. Oh, goodness me. What were you streaming tonight? Tell us all about it. Also, we're talking fitness at the moment, for anyone curious. What is this? Oh, okay, never mind. Alright, cool. That's not... Did I get a coffee before? Just some Tomb Raider. Which Tomb Raider were you playing? Did I get a coffee notification before? I did get a coffee notification, and it doesn't go to this. God damn it. Hang on, what I can do? Okay. Pardon? I can reset the goal bar. Let me do... I didn't even notice it. I didn't hear the coffee ping go off, so... But that said, I don't have my headphones in. That's annoying. So, I look fresh as fuck. Thank you kindly. Here we go. Where are we? All widgets. We're still using Streamlabs for this. I know. It's a pain. Send me to ! Melbourne. We want to go to Melbourne. I'm not going to say specifically when, but it's soon. Before the end of the year. And we're trying to raise funds to go to Melbourne. There we go. We're at $17. Thank you for giving a heck, Clara. And anything I can get to throw at that, I'm going to. I'm going to get as much income as I can to throw at my little Melbourne trip. You know. Send Abby to Melbourne. So unfortunately, we are using Streamlabs tipping service. Make sure you don't accidentally get signed up for Streamlabs Prime or something. Just be careful. Like if you go to tip me over here, if you want to, it's up to you, of course. Do not click on shit like this, because these will sign you up for Streamlabs Pro or Prime or whatever it is. You know? So don't do that. Don't be a dickhead, you know? Fair warning, don't trust Streamlabs. Anyway, where are we? We're at 10:18. Let's turn these flashy lights off. I should honestly, like, can I put it back on purple? Go back to purple. If it's before the new year, it might be hard to catch me when I'm free. Got a hectic schedule till 2022. Yeah, we're trying to get there before Christmas, honestly. It just coincides with a bunch of stuff, so, you know. I might try to go back next year as well, because I got friends over there now. And I want to go to Brisbane as well. I think... Is Pinnipee in Brisbane? I can't remember. But we already agreed on drinks at some point, so, you know. That's got to happen. Moving forward, however, let's talk about news. Let's talk about real news. Let's talk about serious shit. We'll talk about serious shit, and then we'll talk about more lighthearted shit. Because there's a few serious issues I want to talk about tonight. But anyway, let's talk about my favorite story today. My favorite story in the last 24 hours at least. 3 men found guilty of murder of unarmed black man Ahmaud Arbery in the US. Thank fuck his killers got found guilty. A jury has found 3 white men guilty of the murder of... I hate the way that they're referring to him as black man. But I guess the context is relevant here because this was a racist hate crime. Let's clarify right now. This was a racially motivated hate crime that happened here. You might have heard about the case of Ahmaud Arbery, who was shot while jogging in the US state of Georgia in February of 2020. God, It's been nearly 2 fucking years. Jesus Christ. The convictions for Greg McMichael, son Travis McMichael, and neighbor William Roddy Bryan came after jurors deliberated for about 10 hours. The McMichaels grabbed guns and jumped in a pickup truck to pursue the 25-year-old man after seeing Mr. Arbery running in their neighborhood outside of the Georgia port city of Brunswick. Bryan joined the pursuit in his own truck and recorded a mobile phone video of Travis McMichael fatally shooting Mr. Arbery. The video leaked online 2 months later. The convictions come as part of a larger national reckoning on racial injustice in the US. I'm pretty sure, and this might be clarified later in the article, but this guy, William Bryan, leaked the video himself because he thought it might exonerate them. Like, he thought it might prove them right, and it's just literally evidence that it was a hate crime. You might be right back for a few minutes. Sounds good. Sounds good, Lupo. Sorry. The men face minimum sentences of life in prison. Minimum sentences of life in prison. It is up to the judge to decide whether that comes with or without the possibility of parole. During the trial, the jury sent a note to Superior Court Judge Timothy Walmsley soon after returning to court Wednesday morning, asking to view two versions of the shooting video, the original and one that investigators enhanced to reduce shadows. Jurors returned to the courtroom to see the videos and listen again to the 911 call the defendants made from the bed of a pickup truck about 30 seconds before the shooting. The McMichaels told police they suspected Mr. Arbery was a fleeing burglar when they armed themselves and jumped in a pickup truck to chase him, with Bryan joining the pursuit when they passed his house. Here's the thing, right? I forget where exactly I read this recently, but effectively, you know, even if you suspect someone of being a burglar, if you suspect someone has robbed your own house and is running down the street with something they stole from you, you do not have... For example, there's something called castle doctrine. I'm sure some of you have heard of this. If there is someone in your house in the United States, at the very least, you have legal precedent. If you have asked them to leave and you feel as though your life is under threat, if they're in your house, you have justifiable reason to kill them in your house. Like they are an invader, and it is, your house is your last line of defense, right? You can retreat to your house, and if somebody invades your house, you have justification to kill them, right? However, let's just say someone breaks into your house and they take something and they leave and they run off, they steal, they rob you, right? You're not allowed to chase them and gun them down the same way as you would be able to if they were still in your house, right? And in this circumstance, we don't know, obviously that wasn't even a circumstance. But yes, stand your ground / castle doctrine is a last case scenario. Exactly. And these guys just thought it was... They look like the kind of guys who idolize people like the Punisher, honestly. But yeah, quite frankly, Clara, exactly. These guys had that mindset of white people jog, black people flee. And in this circumstance, they suspect he was a fleeing burglar. There is absolutely no justification there for shooting a man dead because you suspect him of burgling. That is an issue for the police to sort out, which, of course, ACAB, let's just say for a moment, ACAB, I do not trust police, but it is certainly not a situation where you grab your gun and shoot a guy because you think he's a burglar, okay? In some US states, you can lethally defend yourself outside your property, e.g. the stand your ground law. Yeah, it's, again, like Broken said, it's a last case scenario, and there's a lot of circumstances that need to apply. And of course, like you've said there, Buffalo, self-defense doesn't apply if you're literally chasing someone. So yeah, they armed themselves, jumped in a pickup truck to chase him, with Bryan joining the pursuit when they passed his house. On the 911 call the jury reviewed, Greg McMichael tells an operator, "I'm out here in Satia Shores. There's a black male running down the street." He then starts shouting, apparently as Mr. Arbery is running toward the McMichaels' idling truck, with Bryan's truck coming up behind him. "Stop right there. Damn it, stop. Travis." Gunshots can be heard a few seconds later. Defense attorneys contend the McMichaels were attempting a legal citizen's arrest when they set off after Mr. Arbery, seeking to detain and question him as a suspected burglar after he was seen running from a nearby home under construction. This is the thing, is did they have any justifiable reason to place him under legal citizen's arrest? They saw him running away from a home under construction. They suspect him of being a burglar running away from a home that's under construction. What the fuck's he gonna be stealing from a house under construction? There's nothing in it. Dickheads. This is white trash. I'm sorry, but this is the definition of fucking white trash right here. These are dumb fucking white people. He stole a 2x4, right? Yeah, exactly. Self-defense is the minimum of force necessary to get out of that danger. That's the way it works in my jurisdiction. Windows? Did he steal Windows? Why wouldn't you steal Mac OS? What do you got against Mac, huh? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. He stole a 2x4. Quick, we better shoot him. Anyway, that's literally why. Am I not allowed to make dumb jokes? Seriously though, fuck Mac. I agree. Defense attorneys contend that we already read that. Travis McMichael testified that he shot Arbery in self-defense. Come on now. Saying the running man turned and attacked with his fists while running past the idling truck where Travis McMichael stood with his shotgun. If you see a man with a gun, what's your response gonna be? If you're a black man jogging through a neighborhood and you see a man with a gun, they were self-defending the 2x4. Anyway. So, like, I'm just gonna say right now, even if Arbery did try to defend himself against the guy with a shotgun, justifiable, honestly. Prosecutors said there was no evidence Mr. Arbery had committed crimes in the defendant's neighborhood. He had enrolled at a tech college and was preparing to study to become an electrician like his uncles. Though prosecutors did not argue racism motivated the killing, federal authorities have charged the men with hate crimes, alleging they chased and killed Mr. Arbery because he was black. Again, this is literal white trash. They absolutely killed him because he was black. The case is scheduled to go to trial in February. Family welcomes verdict. Moments after the verdicts were announced, Mr. Arbery's father, Marcus Arbery Sr., was seen crying and hugging supporters outside the courtroom. He didn't do nothing but run and dream, he said. Ben Crump, the attorney for Mr. Arbery's father, spoke outside the courthouse, saying repeatedly, "The spirit of Ahmaud defeated the lynch mob." Mr. Arbery's mother, Wanda Cooper Jones, thanked the crowd gathered outside the courthouse and said she did not think she would see this day. "It's been a long fight. It's been a hard fight, but God is good," she said. Of her son, she said, "He will now rest in peace." Fucking hell yes. I mean, I hate the fact that... I really genuinely hate that he's dead, obviously. I hate the fact that he had to die for justice to be found here. But, you know. Yeah, found guilty of murder. As well they fucking should be. When I heard about that case the first time, I was fucking furious. Genuinely one of those cases where, like, I read a lot of shit news all the time. I read a lot of bad shit all the time. And when I first heard of the Arbery case, I was like, holy shit, I am fuming right now. Which is like, I didn't know him. I had no connection to him. But like, reading the details that were coming out around the time that the details were coming out, I was like, I am literally seething. Like, I'm seething. Is that a comb? I'm playing with a comb, yes. It was just one of those situations where it's like, you can't look at it with anything other than sheer ire. You know? In which bin does the white trash go? No hot ash in the bin. Feels like a Pyrrhic victory? What's Pyrrhic victory? Oh, Pyrrhic victory. You mean Pyrrhic victory? Hang on. Is it this one? A Pyrrhic victory is a victory that comes at a great cost, perhaps making the ordeal to win not worth it. Relates to Pyrrhus, the king of Epirus, who defeated the Romans in 279 BCE but lost many of his troops. It is likely that most of us prefer to win at something rather than to lose. Is that what you mean, a Pyrrhic victory? Inflicts such a devastating toll on the victor that it is tantamount to defeat. No, you're right. I was making sure that's what you meant. Yeah. Hope they get jumped in prison. I mean, I wouldn't say no. There should be an investigation and possibly prosecution of the local district attorney for trying to cover it up. That there should be. Didn't I have a soundboard thing with someone saying they're a gay? I did. I got this one.
Leave the gays alone.
I got ContraPoints. But now I can't play any more sound effects. They won't work now. For some reason, I can play one sound effect on my soundboard, and then I can't play any more for the rest of the stream until I reset my PC, basically. The man was dead for over 70 days before charges were even attempted, and they only did that in response to national attention on the videos, yeah. I don't know what the problem is with Stream Deck at the moment. But yeah, that whole situation with Arbery was detestable, was honestly horrendous. And it's good to see justice served. Well, at least we're seeing some degree of justice served. You know. Yeah. Broken soundboard, rips in chat. Can we get some rips in chat? You get one sound effect, use it wisely. Thank you for the hydration, babe. I love you. was honestly a horrendous situation all around. Anyway, there's a whole CNN thing as well, but that's enough, you know. R.I.P. to both the Mord and the soundboard. Are we really going to chant R.I.P. soundboard? While my wife wants to make me wet. Yes, she does. I'm going to take a quick BRB, and then we're going to talk about the fact that there were wild bilbies found in Currawini National Park for the first time in 70 years, because that's adorable. BRB, folks. Listen, all you motherfuckers. Cheers. We got whiskey. What's going on? Oh, you know, I need to get one of those like things where you can modulate your voice on stream. Add filters to it and shit like that. Yeah. We're drinking, we're chilling. We got some more stories to go through, including the Bilbies. Let's talk about the Bilbies. We kissing. Did I? Did I muck it up? Where did I get the rad tunes? Yeah, I can't tell. You got tequila. This is just the Streamlabs Synthwave, Stream Beats Synthwave playlist. Go to playlist. Right. How do I find a link to it? True, yeah. How do I? Oh yeah, I can copy the link. It's just this one, honestly. Hello, Trash Punk. That's the playlist that I use for every stream because it's just easy. I don't. Oh, did we get hugs? We did get hugs. I didn't see that. Yeah, sorry. Hugs time. Hugs time. That was awkward. It was a really awkward hug.
It wasn't. I was just looking at you before I hugged you.
Okay, fine. Gay. Gay. Getting gay vibes all over my incredibly bisexual looking stream. It's like so gay.
A lesbian flag in the background.
I do have a lesbian flag, but the lighting's bisexual. I've also got a trans flag. Put her arms way up as an invitation. I'm never gonna be one of those streamers. I'm not bi, no. I'm never gonna be with one of those streamers that can deceive her audience and be like, oh, I actually don't have a partner. to try to get more viewers or something. I don't know. That's the thing. We were talking about parasocial relationships before, so you know. There was a... I'm reminded of a certain tweet earlier, actually, for some reason. Not Keffels ratioing J.K. Rowling, but this is the fucking best. I just have to show you this. Please help me ratio J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling tweeting out the fucking suffragette meme hearts or whatever the fuck it is. Keffels over here with 2,100 likes. Can we get a poggy woggies for Keffels in chat? Anyway. There was a Ty Turner tweet that I responded to earlier. That just, I felt so fucking called out by this. Honestly. Where is it? The trans urge to make everything about being trans. First of all, how dare you? Can we get some cat boys? Anyway. Oh no, I can't. I got rid of my stream dashboard. I need that. Ty is a king. We like Ty Turner. I haven't watched Ty Turner's videos in a while, actually. I should do more of that. Ty is so handsome and nice. Yes, he is. You're occasionally a cat, boy. Oh, no wonder my drink wasn't sitting properly. The comb's here. The comb is present. Alright. You don't watch that many trans creators, to be honest. I do find that since becoming one of the transes myself, I have indulged more in transgender-related content. And indeed, put it out myself. Tomorrow we've got the J.K. Rowling video going up, by the way, for anyone who missed it. Where I talked about the whole thing of, like, she got doxxed. Like, okay, love. You're a multi-millionaire who lives in a castle. But you got doxxed. Alright, that video's going up. Hard to find ones who have the same sense of same sort of humor as you, I mean, which is fair. That's totally fair. Is it appropriate to that her name is J.K. given she's a fucking joke? By the way, hey Scribbles, how you going? Have a Keffels tweet. We'll gladly breed you, just ask. Hell yes. How do I sign up for this? Her castle from a tourist tour got doxxed. Literally, her castle is a tourist destination. They drive people past it, and they go, that's where Joanne Rowling, the bitch what wrote them wizarding books, lives in. Anyway. I don't know, how do Scottish people sound? She lives in Scotland. Anyway. You're going well now that you're here. It's honestly stupid. And like, this is the thing, right? So the full story, the full context of her stupid tirade, right? Of her dumb fucking bullshit, honestly, is she saw an opportunity. Let me find it quickly. It's hard to find the actual thread for some reason. Twitter doesn't want me to find her thing. So, last Friday, so she starts out with the accusation of doxing. My family's address was posted on Twitter by 3 activists. So, the 3 activists took some signs up, and somebody posted the picture. I don't want to bother finding it at the moment, too much effort. But it's just 3 protesters. One of whom is at least confirmed to identify non-binary. Don't know if the others were trans. But it's just 3 people with some trans-colored protest signs on cardboard just standing out the front of her very public address, which is a tourist destination. And it's just a little protest. It's just 3 people protesting outside a tourist destination. Right? And, yeah, people are allowed to take selfies and post them online in front of her castle mansion, unless they disagree with her. And she felt it was necessary to have her audience bombard these people with reports on Twitter to contact the police when she was never under any reasonable threat. And then she took the opportunity to turn this thread into some kind of, I'm trying to think of like the right wording here, but basically to add on to her continuing crusade against trans rights by going on about how like, oh, there's so many other women who don't have the safety and security that I do who are getting bombarded the same way. And then she tags TERFs who have literally doxed people themselves. She's a fucking lunatic, honestly. You cannot respect J.K. Rowling in this day and age. There's simply no way to do so unless you have no respect for yourself. I'm going to say it right now. Unless you have no respect for yourself, you cannot respect J.K. Rowling. J. Cunt Rowling. You have to spell the cunt with a K. Trans people. We are dozens. Yeah, pretty much. Anyway. Enough with the J.K. Rowling thing. I'm gonna go back to like constantly going on about J.K. Rowling like I've currently been going on about Dave Chappelle. The transes will find where you live and give you a harshly worded meme. And proud to say never read her shite books. Good, they're terrible. There are so many better things you could read, honestly. More like JKKK Rowling when you consider her anti-Semitism. What's that picture from like, hang on. Let me find this picture really for a moment. There's this promo image. Look at this. I have to Where's the picture? Show me the picture. Yeah, whatever. No. Just open this image. I don't care about anything else. I don't care about your article. Look at this picture and tell me this is not absolutely an anti-Semitic meme. Just look at this picture and tell me this is not absolutely an anti-Semitic meme. Every single facet of it is Jews bad. Look at this. This stems from J.K. Rowling's works. Like, look at it. This is from Fantastic Beasts, by the way. This is a promo still from Fantastic Beasts. And just like, holy shit, dude. Oh, holy fuck. And this is the way that the goblins are described in the books. To the letter. Like, give the Harry Potter movies all the flack you want if you want to. Give the books all the flack you want if you want to. You can at least say the books faithfully recreated what was... You can say the movies faithfully recreated what was in the books. And this is a perfect example of that. Yeah, this is from Fantastic Beasts, which I don't know how much involvement she had with, but, you know, it's the same universe. It only takes place like 60 or something years before the Harry Potter movies. She's a cunt, a horrible, toothy demon cunt. That's saying something when you look at Dobby. The house elves. The house elves and the goblins are different. The house elves are supposed to be... Like, this is what's even weirder. Okay, let's get into this. Let's get into the house elves. The house elves are categorically slaves, right? And the way they're written in the books is that they actually like being slaves, really. They're actually quite fond of it. They're happy little slaves. And a lot of them don't like the idea of being set free, but if their master gives them an item of clothing, they're set free. So their masters have to have the decency to set them free, you see. And they're definitely written as less than people. Well, yeah, they're less than people. And like literally the social movement that Hermione starts. And here's the thing: is like one of the three deuteragonists of that. Let's just call them protagonists. Tritagonists. I don't know what you would refer to. Like, you could argue that Harry Potter has got Harry Potter, Ron, and Hermione as the three main characters, right? It's not just a strictly one protagonist narrative. And in the books, Hermione is treated as, like, especially towards, like, the later books, she becomes this preachy SJW type, determined to free the house elves and other such things. And you can tell she's supposed to be a stereotype of other sort of preachy social justice types that Joanne obviously hates. Hermione was a bitch, but at least she had morals. You mean that in the way she was written. When your dom says you can get dressed and you go, Master is given Dobby clothes. No, we are not sexualizing the house elves. Yeah, and Hermione sees that they are in slavery, and she's written as being unreasonable because the house elves don't want freedom. The house elves prefer being slaves. And it's like, Joanne, what the fuck were you writing? That's on top of like the waves and waves of other racism and fat phobia, quite frankly, in the books. There's so much wrong with the Harry Potter franchise. And I hold no umbrage to the actors. Like, yeah, umbrage law. Yeah, I use that word a lot. So that wasn't even like me intentionally choosing to use the word umbrage. I just use it a lot. But anyway, what was I going to say? Fuck, I don't recall. The actors from the movies, though, seem pretty based. Honestly. The only thing in Harry Potter, the only good thing is McGonagall being a badass. Speaking of Harry Potter, do we have to, though? Like, I fucking hate it. Radcliffe, Watson, and... What's Ron's name? Rupert Grint. Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint. Cumbridge. Did you folks see the... Can I just show you something? Can I just show you a thing that you... There's a filter on Instagram called Milk. Or like Milk Face. I will try to show you like this. Where's the filter? Where is it? Hang on. There was a filter on Instagram called Milk Face. And I think the reason I found out is because I follow Kiwi Sunset on Instagram. And she was complaining that some of her thigh pics get taken down on Instagram all the time. But they'll literally post this kind of filter. Like, you can literally get a filter called Milk Face. Is that milk? Does that look like milk to you folks? Of course I did it on myself. Thick thighs. What? Looks like yogurt. Thick milk. Yeah. It's just cream. It spilled some cream all over my face. In a very conspicuous splatter pattern. Fucking Australian internet. God damn it. Step away for 1 second. To clarify, so we don't get taken out of context, it's not a cum shot, it's an Instagram filter. If it's not, if that doesn't count as TOS on Instagram, it certainly shouldn't fucking count as TOS on Twitch. I'll tell you right now. Anyways, Cumrad. Where's my cum rag? Yeah, okay. Such a thing as milk in the face if you're clumsy like me. Okay, I got a video I want to show you. No, actually, I don't want to show you the video first. Does anyone know, are we allowed to watch an ABC News video? It's like 24 minutes. I don't know if we want to watch the whole thing. Scott Morrison introduces religious discrimination bill into Parliament, which is not a good thing. Categorically an awful thing, actually. There's an article about it, which we already sort of like covered a bit of it, but are we allowed to review an ABC video on stream? A legit thing if you get chili in your eyes. Well, true, yeah. Also pepper spray, if I recall correctly. We need to talk about Kevin because that movie is supposed to be really fucked up. I've heard about it. Reddit r/comrades. I'm sure that exists. Think you just need to make a bit of break. So like reacting to it properly, you know. Have you heard about Eddie Redmayne regretting his role on Danish Girl? I have heard about it, but honestly, like, that's basically the story. Eddie Redmayne says, I wouldn't have taken the Danish Girl role, and that's it. That's the story. Like, there's not much more to it. I couldn't extrapolate upon that. I literally looked up the story, and I'm like, oh, so just in an interview, he said he wouldn't have taken that role, knowing what he knows now. Okay. I kind of wish there was more to that story, but there's just not. Anyway, you're imagining pepper sprayed protesters remedying it. Well, they do. They carry milk around. Milk has casein in it. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, here's some cute news. Wild bilbies found in Currawhenya National Park for the first time in 70 years. Bilbies! Fucking bilbies! Look at them! Look at the bilbies! Look at them! Look at them go! Fucking yeah! Fucking bilbies! Anyway, it was a night Kevin Bradley says he will never ever forget. On an evening in May, he was conducting a routine check on the bilbies that lived inside a fenced-off part of Currawhenya National Park in southwest Queensland when he saw movement in the distance. I've never seen something it was something that in more than 20 years of bilby conservation work he had never seen, sorry. Bouncy bilby, look at him. Look at them. I saw this little animal skipping along the side of the road, Mr. Bradley said. I couldn't believe my eyes. I was positive that I was imagining things or hallucinating through sleep deprivation or something, then knew, of course, what it was. It was a bilby outside the fence. No bilbies had been spotted in the wild on the park on Bujiti country near the New South Wales border, about 830 kilometres west of Brisbane since the 1950s. Bilbies! Let's look at a bilby. They're these things. I've seen them in zoos and stuff, but I've never seen them in the wild. Look at them! Look at them! Look at the bilbies. Here in Australia, there's a bit of a tradition around Easter. We don't do the Easter bunny, what we do. Like, you do see Easter bunnies around, like in terms of, like if you're buying Easter chocolates, you will see Easter bunnies. But there was sort of a push towards Easter bilbies for a while there. Like these things, which are adorable. I don't know if they still do the Easter bilby, but it's cute. This is the closest thing to Pikachu it might well be. I mean, Pikachu's a lightning rat. Anyway, my skin was on fire. That's a weird subheader. Mr. Bradley is the CEO of the Save the Bilby Fund. The charity breeds bilbies which are endangered in Queensland in captivity and then releases them into a 25 square kilometre fenced enclosure in Currawinga. The enclosure has been free of feral cats since 2018. Well, that's good. In 2019, they released 6 captive bred bilbies into the fence's confines. Now there are more than 200. Despite a life dedicated to saving the tiny long-haired marsupial, Mr. Bradley had never seen one in the wild. It was pretty incredible, he said. My skin was on fire and I was beside myself with excitement. Bilbies are your favourite animals. Cassandra Arkansas was on the monitoring trip in May. It was all a bit of a dream, the Save the Bilby Fund volunteer and PhD candidate said. Kev came out pretty early and told me what he'd seen. It was kind of just unbelievable. The pair piled into a car and went back to the area where Mr. Bradley spotted the bilby. Just seeing those tracks on the side of the road was surreal, Ms. Arkansas said. We started to wonder, well, where else are they? And where did that one come from? Safe to say there's at least a couple. The duo took to the skies in a helicopter scouting for signs of more bilby burrows and tracks on the outside of the fence. Excuse me. We found a couple locations where there were some decent bilby signs, so some recently used burrows, feed scrapes, and bilby scats, Ms. Arkansas said. They trapped an active-looking burrow and caught a female bilby that Ms. Arkansas took an ear tissue sample from. It'll be tested against genetic material from the released and wild-born bilbies inside the fence to determine if she is related to them. Due to different territorial behavior between male and female bilbies and the distance between where Mr. Bradley first spotted his bilby and where Ms. Arkansas trapped hers, the pair are confident they are different individuals. I think it's safe to say there are at least a couple. The expanding bilby population inside the fence, which has grown 33-fold in 3 years, is one possible explanation for how that initial bilby ended up on the outside. A scrap between the animals, a bilby fight club, Ms. Arkansas laughed, is another. If, for instance, there was a colony of bilbies right up close to the fence, it is possible that a bilby was pressured out and that might have been the kick that it needed to get up and over the fence, Ms. Arkansas said. The game begins. So, bilbies are like drop bears, but they set your skin on fire. Oh, fuck. Okay. The Save the Bilby Fund has been working towards re-establishing a wild bilby population on Currawinga outside the confines of the fence, but it seems the bilbies inside the fence wanted to speed up that timeline. It may be a little sooner than planned, Ms. Arkansas said, but I think that's a good thing in a way. The game begins, Mr. Bradley said. Now the real work starts, trying to keep those animals surviving in the wild and proliferating in the wild. The Save the Bilby Fund is now ramping up its plan to try and eradicate the bilby's number one enemy, the feral cat, from outside the Currawinga enclosure as well. We've known for a long time now that we can keep bilbies outside, behind fences and safe, but that's not a practical solution to getting bilbies back into the landscape, Mr. Bradley said. There we go. They're the bilbies. It's probably not legal to have them as a pet. Look like bunny rabbit sized jumping mice / shrews. Basically, yes. They're very adorable. I've seen them up close but behind glass. And in the enclosure, it was all like dim and dark. So it was like a nocturnal kind of enclosure. Anyway. I think, are they nocturnal? Bilbies are nocturnal, emerging after dark to forage for food. Using their long snouts, they dig out bulbs, tubers, spiders, termites, witchetty grubs, and fungi. They use their tongues to lick up grass seeds. They have poor sight and rely on good hearing and a keen sense of smell. Bit like a chinchilla with the fluffy fur, yes. Very cute. They're very adorable. I like bilbies. I want to see more bilbies. We like hearing about the bilbies. Are they like a mini... I mean, I suppose they'd like a mini aardvark, yeah. That would make sense. Insectivores like a shrew. A chinchilla, but they commit arson on humans. Oh, goodness. You saw a bilby fight a blue tongue. Oh, fuck yeah. That sounds based. Little animal fight club. Like a non-nude aardvark. Anyway. Shall we move on to more grim news again? Should we move away from like the positive, uplifting, happy news of the bilbies? Finally, more grim news. That's what you're all here for, isn't it? You're here for me to read the dark news. The bad news. While I'm drinking my whiskey. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to punch the mic. Again. Sorry. Catholics welcome employment powers in religious discrimination bill as Scott Morrison says it will tackle cancel culture. Yeah, seriously, this is what they're going with. This is what our Prime Minister is going with. Good bot. Thank you, bot. Says it will tackle cancel culture. Cancel culture. Are we serious right now? Prime Minister introduces legislation to Parliament saying the soul and the spirit need protecting. Now there's a video on this. We could watch the video if you would prefer. The Catholic sector has welcomed enhanced powers to hire and fire teachers based on ethos as Scott Morrison moved to reassure that gay students would not be worse off under the government's religious discrimination overhaul. Morrison on Thursday introduced the coalition's religious discrimination bill after almost 3 years after it was first promised. The Prime Minister said the soul and the spirit of an individual needed to be protected like other personal attributes, and the bill would be a foil to cancel culture by preventing marginalization of people of faith. What does this mean? Legislatively speaking, what the fuck does the soul and spirit of an individual mean? How do you define that in terms of legislation? How do you add any sort of meaning to, like, what? Staring down an internal revolt over stalled charges to protect gay students also promised in 2018. Morrison told the Parliament that nothing in this bill allows for any form of discrimination against a student on the basis of their sexuality or gender identity. The Equality Australia Chief Executive Anna Brown noted LGBTQ+ students can already be expelled under carve-outs in the Sex Discrimination Act, and the bill failed to remedy that. She warned the bill would wind back hard-fought protections for women, people with disability, LGBTIQ people, and even people of faith, by licensing religious speech targeting those groups. So, shouldn't we eject anyone with religious belief from Parliament? I would hope so. Hey, big clock, how's it happening? But, how's it hanging, sorry. Long, loose, and full of juice? But no, actually, what the bill is suggesting is effectively like somebody cannot be discriminated against because of their religious belief. The package will allow schools to discriminate on the grounds of religion in their hiring, provided they publish a public policy explaining their ethos. A new clause would allow the federal government to override a state law on educational institutions' employment practices by regulation. A separate consequential amendments bill clarifies this section specifically targets mooted changes in Victoria that would limit discrimination in favour of religious people in schools hiring to instances where it is an inherent requirement of the role. So with regards to the hiring of, like, say, people of faith in private educational institutions, let's just say, for example, so like, say, for example, a school... And, like, let's put it to you this way. Public schools aren't, like with most other places, public schools aren't tremendously well funded. Private schools are. Guess what private schools are also, generally? Religious. Which means the good jobs in teaching are, broadly speaking, going to be in private schools that pay more. And that's going to lead to people who do not abide by that specific religion being cut out of a higher paying job in their field, right? Now you can marginalize. Now you can't marginalize someone for being Muslim, ideally. But do you think that's how this is going to be operated? Make no mistake, this is a bill that distinctly benefits Christians in a Christian-rooted nation. A separate consequential amendments bill clarifies this section specifically. Yeah, we talked about that. The Attorney General, Michaelia Cash, it's a weird name, Michaelia, told Senate Question Time the bill only deals with hiring and firing based on religious ethos, not other protected attributes such as sexuality. Earlier, the Assistant Attorney General, Amanda Stoker, told Radio National she would not split hairs over the claim gay students have been expelled and teachers fired for their sexuality. Asked if a Christian school could refuse to hire a gay teacher, Stoker said it would depend a great deal upon what that school is prepared to be upfront with the community about in their public policy, suggesting ethos provisions could be used for that purpose. And remember, this is the bill that originally had a fallout clause in it, which was designed to say you could not be fired for expressing views based on your religion, including the shit that Israel Folau said that got him fired. And make no mistake, he absolutely deserved to be fired for what he was saying about gay people. The head of the National Catholic Education Commission, Jacinta Collins, told Guardian Australia the federal override highlights the problems and issues with the Victorian bill, and she would be very pleased if the federal changes passed. The Victorian opposition had received legal advice that Catholic schools could effectively be limited to giving preference to Catholics only in principal and deputy principal positions, not teachers, she said. Collins cited the Morrison government's decision to tear up Victoria's Belt and Road deal with China as evidence it was not as unprecedented as LGBTI lobby group Equality Australia suggests to override state law. Excuse me. Collins complained of the problem of lawfare, whereby teachers may claim they are being discriminated against based on inherent characteristics such as sexuality, when it's actually about something else such as exposure of pornography in class. What? Exposure of pornography. Right, okay. Asked how characteristics like sexuality could be protected in law if schools could sack teachers for being in a same-sex relationship, Collins replied she was not aware of an example like that. Interesting. We expect teachers to respect the religious ethos they've chosen to work within. And this is the problem, right? It's like, to respect the religious ethos they've chosen to work within. There's a lot of organizations that will choose not to hire you if you don't abide by the specific religious principles of the organization in this case. Like I mentioned before, private schools, generally religious, generally expect you to abide by their religion. Which means the well-paying jobs in education are going to be strictly given out to religious individuals. And Chick-fil-A, another good example. We have a pluralist education sector. If they have an issue with ethos, they can work elsewhere. That's the thing, is like, the point being made here is if an atheist teacher, for example, doesn't abide with a Catholic school's teachings, but are willing to work at a Catholic school and teach the curriculum for the better pay grade, they should be allowed to. But now these Catholic schools can say, well, you don't abide by our religious principles, thereby you can go fuck off back to the poor paying public sector, you know? Archbishop Peter Comensoli from the Australian Catholic Bishops' Conference said Catholic institutions want the freedom to hire people for the sake of our mission, grown, just like other non-faith-based organizations. The value of religious organizations to people of faith and wider society is in their religious mission and their ability to embody and pursue that religious mission, he said in a statement. Operating religious organizations such as religious schools, according to their mission, includes recognizing the ability to hire staff who want to teach and model the vision of the school. Ahead of the release of the Religious Discrimination Bill, Cash asked the Australian Law Reform Commission to prepare detailed drafting to ensure children are not discriminated against in faith-based schools. On Tuesday, Liberal moderates including Andrew Bragg and Dave Sharma told the Coalition Party Room that protections for gay teachers and students should be considered at the same time, not 12 months after the religious discrimination legislation. Unless you mean the horrible STI pics they show you to scare you into not having sex, I mean, maybe. On Thursday, Morrison said in the age of identity politics, here we fucking go. People are often identified by our gender, age, sexuality, race, ethnicity, or our level of physical or intellectual ability. These are known as protected attributes, and they should be, Morrison told Parliament. We are rightly protected against discrimination in relation to any of these attributes, but human beings are more than our physical selves. Prove it, cunt. As human beings, we are also soul and spirit. We are also, importantly, what we believe. For many, this can inform who they are more than anything else. The protection of what we choose to believe in a free society is essential to our freedom in a liberal democracy. Again, how are you legislating on soul and spirit? Please define that to me in more than these vague terms. But Morrison warned people from various religious traditions are concerned about the lack of religious protection against the prevalence of cancel culture. Scott Morrison's just a fucking dumb cunt. There you go, Broken. Mater, bless. How you going? I'm gonna fucking mute this so you don't go nuts. So he had a friend in a private school. He wasn't religious, just needed boarding school. His parents worked overseas a lot. He said if you looked at gay porn with school internet, you got religious counseling from a priest on top of normal trouble of looking at porn. Of course. Where were we? It's true, it's there, it's real. The citizens of liberal democracies should never be fearful about what they believe, the lives they lead, or the God they follow, if indeed they choose to follow one or acknowledge one at all. Australians shouldn't have to worry about looking over their shoulder, fearful of offending an anonymous person on Twitter. Here we go. Cowardly sitting there abusing and harassing them for their faith. Come on, dude. This is such a deflection. This is a J.K. Rowling level of deflection. or transgressing against political or social zeitgeists. Fucking hell, mate. Morrison urged Australians to veer away from the artificial, phony conflicts, boycotts and controversies and cancelling created by anonymous cowardly bots, bigots and bullies. Yeah, just log off, ScoMo. What's the matter, ScoMo? Just log off, eh? I mean, he literally logged out of Australia when those bushfires were happening, didn't he? He said the sensible and balanced bill would protect people of faith from those who seek to marginalise and coerce and silence people of faith. This is fucking hilarious. Marginalise and coerce and silence people of faith. Here's the thing, right? I recently saw some idiot on Reddit assert that being trans was a choice. And I'm like, literally, being religious is a choice. And you have every right to be criticized for making that choice. You know, and if the beliefs you hold associated with that religion are harming people and people call you out for the harms you are doing on the basis of your religious belief, that's still your choice. Like, yeah, saying people of faith is already sus. Anyway, wait, people should not be cancelled. I fucking hate that word. No, this is the thing. This is the thing, Scribbles. Honestly, the thread in question, I've got it up now. We can look at the comment thread if you want. The thread in question was with regards to the recent thing about how Dave Chappelle has been telling trans jokes at shows where they're not on camera. So he's been going back to saying queerphobic jokes, transphobic jokes and stuff. And the guy, let's have a look at the thread here quickly. Can I go show parent comments? Here we go. So the original thread, as a trans person, don't care about Chappelle. That's not really the point. But then, like, hilariously reflective of his reasoning for quitting his show. He didn't like some of his fans were laughing at his jokes. And then that's the thing that's confusing about his stance. He realized people were laughing a little too hard about his jokes at black people and quit his show and left $50 million on the table. And then this person goes, so blah, 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 whatever. This guy goes, isn't being black, like, not a choice, though? And I and numerous others in this situation have said, pray tell, what do you think is a choice? And then he goes, I won't because y'all would twist my words and call me a transphobe. Then don't imply being trans is a choice. And then he just, like, this bit's weird. Nobody walks up to a person's house to cut their dick off without their consent. What does that mean? What does that mean? And, like, so this is the thing, is like, these people will say, oh, well, being black isn't a choice. Neither's being trans. Neither's being gay. Making the decision to have surgery is a choice, I suppose. Yeah, you just called yourself a transphobe. You guys will twist my words and call me a transphobe. You outed yourself as a transphobe, dipshit. You'll twist my words, the words you said. Anyway, beside the point, we'll come back to that because there's another response. Well, let's quickly have a look. What does it say? I said, mate, what are you on about? Do you think trans problem are forced to do gender surgery? Downvote and there's my response. Here you go. Go have fun. If you want to comment on that, go have fun with them. Anyway, people should not be cancelled or persecuted or vilified because their beliefs are different from someone else's in a free, liberal, democratic society like Australia. And, like, this is the thing, like, I do generally agree with this, but the framing of it is fucking weird. In the statement, the Shadow Attorney General Mark Dreyfus said Labor supports the extension of the federal anti-discrimination framework to ensure that Australians are not discriminated against because of their religious beliefs. Like, here's the thing. If your religious belief is that you cannot eat a certain type of meat, if your religious belief is that you can only eat food that is prepared a certain way, I don't know why I'm going specifically with food. If your religious belief is like you can't have sex before marriage, and those things are not harming anybody else, and they're only affecting your life, right? If your religious beliefs are things that are intrinsic and inherent to you and not actively harming anybody else, go ahead and have them. I don't think you should be cancelled for having those specific religious beliefs, of course. Yeah, I know they're a complete fucking moron. I don't even need to click on their account. But the moment you start saying things like what Israel Folau was saying, that's where the issue comes in, right? The reason Israel Folau was cancelled, so to speak, is he literally said that gay people are going to burn and be tortured for eternity in hell, which is not a nice thing to say of the gays. I'm sorry to break it to you this way, but like that's the framing of this bill, right? Is that people should be allowed to say things like the gays are going to be tortured forever for being gay and not suffer any consequences for it, right? So what happens to the gay people in that scenario? Like that's, your beliefs can only affect you. Exactly. The moment you start spouting beliefs that can harm other groups, especially marginalized groups, that's, what is it, like the right to swing your fist stops at my face, right? You can get within a centimeter of my face and you have to stop, right? That's the same kind of concept. Kind of fuck his dad. How does he feel about that? Problem is their religious beliefs are protected even if they hurt or disadvantage other people's rights. Exactly. He added Labour would be guided by 3 principles, including that any extension of the federal anti-discrimination framework should not remove protections that already exist in the law to protect Australians from other forms of discrimination, which is good. Should not remove protections that already exist. Good. Which feels like there would be some kind of a conflict there, which might arise. Dreyfus called for a joint select inquiry, complaining that the government's plan to pass the bill in the lower house before sending it to a Senate inquiry would force MPs to vote before proper consultation. So there we go. There's the religious discrimination bill. What are our thoughts? What do you think? We need to protect rich people for being rich. Not to mention they believe people from all other religions burn in hell too. So it's still religious discrimination. Yeah, exactly. No matter which way you frame it, it's religious discrimination against other people. So it stops earlier than 1 centimeter off my face. At that point, you're already on the ground, mate. Well, fair point. Anyway, you live in a city in England, and I always find very religious people preaching about us all going to hell if we don't believe in God. Some guy goes around saying, don't be a sinner, be a winner. Oh my god, this guy really is an idiot. I'm not going to show his comment history on stream, but holy shit, he is an idiot. Sorry, I'm just looking at a moron. Anyway, can we protect rich people from being rich? I would hope so. I would want that to be the case. There are some other stories relating to this. Like there's this one on The Conversation. Schools can still, like, we can continue on this story, I think. Is The Conversation like opinion pieces? I don't know how this one goes. Academic rigor, journalistic flair. Is there I don't know. I've read some stuff on The Conversation. It seems pretty good, generally speaking, but I don't know how to treat it. Schools can still expel LGBTQ plus kids. The religious discrimination bill only makes it worse. Like, see, that headline already reads as opinion. Be a sinner, be a winner. Hell yeah. The religious discrimination bill is back, this time in its 3rd iteration. The Coalition Party room unanimously endorsed the bill on Tuesday, but a number of Liberal MPs voiced concerns about what it could mean for LGBTQ plus students and teachers at faith-based schools and universities. Attorney General Michaelia Cash has said no child should be suspended or expelled from school on the basis of their sexuality or gender identity, and that discrimination against students is unacceptable. However, the bill does nothing to protect LGBTQ plus students and teachers. It allows more, not less, discrimination by religious schools. The Prime Minister's long-lost promise. In October 2018, the Prime Minister promised to ban religious schools from expelling students on the basis of their sexuality. This requires removing the exemptions in the Federal Sex Discrimination Act which permit religious schools to expel LGBTQ students and sack LGBTQ plus teachers. The reason can be as simple as they're bisexual or they're transgender, as long as it fits within the school's religious beliefs. More than 3 years later, these exemptions still remain. Religious schools can today expel kids just for being gay. While many might not choose to do this and are supportive of the LGBTQ plus community, there have still been cases of non-supportive religious schools who have sacked teachers for being gay. So there we go. A Sydney teacher lost her job because she came out as gay. She's not the only one. I remember this story. We were going to cover this, but we never did. Or did we? Did we cover this story? Maybe we did cover this story. Steph Lance is a dedicated English teacher who worked at a Christian school in Sydney. But when she came out as gay, she was told she wouldn't be going to heaven. Oh, tough titties. Gays offend me and my religion, and the school sacked her. And the sacking was completely... Did we cover this? I don't think we've ever covered anything by Hack, actually. This sounds familiar, though. I mean, honestly, it's not an original. It's not a unique story. Despite this, the federal government has continually kicked the can down the road on this reform. Michaelia Cash last week asked the Australian Law Reform Commission to provide detailed advice on the Sex Discrimination Act exemptions. This comes some 30 months after the Commission was first asked to conduct an inquiry into this issue, but here's the kicker. They can only report back 12 months after the Religious Discrimination Bill becomes law. At best, this is likely to be early 2023, since the Religious Discrimination Bill seems destined to head to a Senate inquiry. An entirely new law will then need to be drafted and passed through Parliament to change the Sex Discrimination Act exemptions. The best case scenario is that religious schools lose the right to sack LGBTQ+ staff and expel LGBTQ+ students in, wait for it, 2024. A student who was in year 7 when this change was promised will have graduated from high school by the time it is implemented. Getting some homophobic vibes from this God guy. Problem is that it can be used as a get-out-of-jail card and you can't sue for wrongful dismissal. It seems like the wording breaks the people shouldn't have the right to deny other people's rights without getting sued. Yeah, true. Scott Morrison urged to act now on protection for school students. And even then, if only suspension and expulsion were banned, the Attorney General only promised to address these two outcomes. This wouldn't stop religious schools mistreating LGBTQ+ students in other ways. Schools could still ban same-sex relationships or refuse to use a transgender student's pronouns. So what does the Religious Discrimination Bill have to say about it? If the Sex Discrimination Act exemptions are eventually removed, that still isn't the end of the story. Federal Labor has expressed concern at how the Religious Discrimination Bill may adversely affect LGBTQ+ students and teachers at religious schools. Their concern is well-founded. Why is Scott Morrison still an Australian MP, still Australian Prime Minister, not just an MP, Prime Minister? And I don't know, honestly. How has he not been ousted by this point? We used to have a revolving door policy on Prime Ministers. Can we go back to that, please? I don't like him. Anyway. The bill's main purpose is to prohibit discrimination on the basis of religious belief or activity. This means, for example, that an employer would not be able to sack someone on the basis they are Jewish or Muslim. However, the bill contains very wide exemptions. These are situations in which discrimination is allowed. Religious schools are permitted to discriminate on the basis of a person's religion. They only need to prove that an individual of the same religion as the school could reasonably consider the school's actions to accord with their religious beliefs. It is a test not seen in any other Australian discrimination laws. It is such a low bar that religious schools can likely rely on it for almost everything they do. This means that even if the Sex Discrimination Act exemptions are removed... Hello? What's up? I'm still going. Sorry. She can't keep up with my belching. Bring it. You're not taking mine. Oh. Where were we? Even if the Sex Discrimination Act's exemptions are removed, the Religious Discrimination Bill could provide an alternative route for religious schools to discriminate against LGBTQ+ teachers and students. Excuse me. For instance, a non-supportive religious school may teach that gay couples should not be allowed to marry or have children. They could then discriminate against any staff and students who do not adhere to this belief, such as a teacher who marries their same-sex partner. To partly address this, the government added a clarification in the second draft of the bill that it does not permit conduct that is unlawful under the Sex Discrimination Act. However, the third draft of the bill has watered this down. It now simply says that conduct covered by the bill may still be discriminatory under the Sex Discrimination Act. The subtle change from does not to may makes a big difference and puts LGBTQ+ teachers and students at risk. And because of the controversial statement of belief provisions in the bill, religious schools are largely free to tell trans students that their gender identity is against the laws of God, or to tell lesbian parents that they are evil for depriving their child of a father. Even if other discrimination laws ban such statements being made, this bill overrides them. No matter how you cut it, the Religious Discrimination Bill permits far too much harm in the name of religion. Oh, and one more thing. As if this wasn't enough, the latest version of the bill adds a second override provision. This allows religious schools to hire and fire on the basis of any religious views, even where such views are irrelevant to the position in question. The school only needs to share publicly their policy on this. Although some state and territory laws provide stronger protection for staff at religious schools, the bill overrides these laws. Victoria, for instance, is considering a new law which would bar religious schools from employment discrimination, except for key faith-based roles such as religious education teachers. It would mean religion cannot be used to discriminate against math teachers or gardeners. Well, good to know that our topiary experts are protected. This new provision in the Religious Discrimination Bill would reverse that protection and open up Victorian teachers and staff to discrimination. In the last 40 years of discrimination laws in Australia, there is hardly a single example of a federal law overriding discrimination protections granted under state and territory laws. In this bill, there are two, both with severe consequences for the LGBTQ+ community. Unless the Morrison government takes swift action to correct this course, being an LGBTQ+ student or staff member at a non-supportive religious school is going to become even harder than it already is. And because of her royal dyingness. So why does Australia have a PM and not a president? Yeah, exactly, yeah. We've still got a queen, technically speaking, so you know. You okay? Yeah, the Queen is technically our head of state. Yeah, exactly. So, does the Queen even come out here? Does the Queen even do anything in Australia? You know, we know she's ascending to phase 2, whatever that means. So, you know, we gotta G up our weapons for when she comes to Australia next for phase 2, or we're not going to survive this boss fight. How can one protect the soul if these people act so soulless? Yeah, am I right?
Did you hear mine? Cat, did you hear mine?
Did you hear Maddie's? Did you hear Maddie? Did you hear her? Please tell me you hear her. Yeah? We got one, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Hell yes. Based. Yeah. Loud and clear. The Queen is definitely dead. Prove me wrong. I mean, I would prefer to just live in the delusion that she might just be dead and is a puppet being reanimated by what royal family's left. Queen is getting old and ill now. Yeah, what is she, like 95? She's ancient. If she gets to 100, does she write a letter to herself? This is a crucial question. Because there's that whole thing of like, if you reach age 100, you get a letter from the Queen. Is that still a thing? And can she write a letter to herself? Ziwa's was so much louder and longer than Abby's. How dare you? I'm divorcing you. Prefer Queen Natalie. Natalie's okay. There we go though. That's we covered our religious bullshit, you know. What are our thoughts? But Ziwa can't burp on command. To be fair, I shouldn't. Just because I can doesn't mean I should. True. X. What's my wife's name? Well, Maddie is my girlfriend. We're not married. We're a couple of transgenders. Her first life gauge has been depleted. This is why they're talking about her second phase. I hope she's not a Sword Saint Ishin fight where it's like 4 phases. Fuck off with that shit. I was never married. Where'd this idea come from that I was married? Well, yeah, I'm just... Getting divorced is a joke. Like, I'm not serious. Hard to have hope with regards to Aussie politics because it feels like even without Morrison, the LNP will just carry on and nobody will care. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Is like, the head of the party doesn't really matter. They're just a spokesperson. You know, I mean, yeah, they probably have some input on what happens with regards to policy, but generally speaking, the party's already decided what it's gonna fucking do, and the figurehead is just the one who takes the brunt. It's like a CEO. Remember when there was like that CEO of Reddit for a while, and there was a whole bunch of shit going on? And everyone threw the ire at that particular CEO, and they eventually dropped her, and she got a golden parachute or whatever. I forget what her name was. Ellen Powell. I forget what the story was there. What was the story there? Her middle name is Kangaroo. He is an American investor and former CEO of Reddit. Exit from Reddit. So where were we? Gender discrimination lawsuit. We're doing hot girl shit today, yeah. We're doing hot girl shit like reading about Ellen Powell, apparently. Nah. One day I will be able to do hot girl shit in the far future. You'll get there. I'm not clicking some random messy looking link. Okay, so in June 2015, a post on Reddit signed by Powell and 2 other executives announced that 5 subreddits were being banned for fostering off-site harassment. One such community, Our Fat People Hate, had over 150,000 subscribers. Multiple Change.org petitions calling for Powell's resignation were created by displeased Reddit users, and the most popular one reached 10,000 signatures in the days following the change. Some users began posting hateful comments and images about Powell on Reddit and other websites. Other complaints about the site focused on inadequate moderation tools and the fact that some posts critical of Ellen Powell's lawsuit had been deleted by moderators. Opposition increased on July 2 when large sections of Reddit were set to private to protest the dismissal of Victoria Taylor, Reddit's director of talent, known for coordinating the Ask Me Anything interviews. Expressing frustration over the decline in communication from Reddit management, AMA moderator stated they had only learned about the firing indirectly after it happened. That one was not intentional. I had to get that one out. Fuck. Despite one post to the contrary, Taylor's dismissal was widely attributed to Powell, with some commentators suggesting that the move diminished her credibility as an advocate for female employees. She received increased harassment as a result, and the petition for her removal surpassed 200,000 signatures. On July 3, Powell issued apologies through Reddit and Time magazine. However, the Reddit post was thought to have been deleted after it received enough downvotes to lose visibility. In a longer post on July 6, she apologized for poor communication between staff members and for not delivering on promises. Powell resigned on July 10 and was replaced by Reddit co-founder Steve Huffman. On July 12, former CEO Yishan Wong, who had previously defended the 5 bans on Quora, began a series of posts which he referred to as declassifying a lot of things. The first drew attention to the fact that Victoria Taylor was fired by Alexis Ohanian. When shown that the media was covering this post, Powell tweeted, "Thanks for not blaming me for it." In a later post which recalled 2 instances of Powell arguing against purging hateful subreddits, Wong sharply criticized the movement against her and warned about stricter policies under the site's co-founders. Huffman followed this by enacting a policy to reduce the prominence of some xenophobic communities and ban some others. On July 13, Reddit's chief engineer Bethany Blount left the company for unrelated reasons and opined that Powell did not receive enough support from the board. Specifically, she referenced the glass cliff phenomenon, in which women are allegedly given disproportionately unstable leadership positions. On July 16, Ellen Powell wrote about the difficulty of combating harassment while preserving edgy content. Sup? The editorial described what she called one of the largest trolling attacks in history and the subsequent outpouring of support. There we go. Oh, is Smudge going at you again? There we go. Dating a 4chan user. Why would you do that? There's some parts of LGBT that are basically just transbian dating apps, lol. Anyway. What are we doing? Yeah. Is Discord a trans dating app?
For us it was.
I think Discord counts as a transbian dating app.
We made it one.
Y'all weren't even paying attention to the Ellen Powell story that I was just telling you. You bastards. She's over here showing me her abs.
Dude, I'm not showing them to you.
She's over here just like going, look at my midsection. Abigail. Yeah, who's Ellen Powell? Exactly. Discord transbian polycules. Anyway, can we see? They want to see your abs. By the way, huge respect to me. Thank you, Fresh Gamer, by the way.
It's a flex because there's not much there. It's more just a midsection.
It's just midsection. It's just midsection. Should we compare abs? We can compare abs. Like, look, that's her abs. By the way, can we stand the cute cutoff shorts? Like, Ellen disingenuous. Like, what about mine? You can't see mine. It's like I'm wearing a skirt that comes up to like waist height, and I'm wearing a mesh top, so you can't even see any muscular definition. Oh shit!
Shit.
Turn it on.
I didn't mean to do that. You need to feel this.
Ugh. Anyway.
You never see the room like this.
Yeah, you never see the room like this. I can put the lights on like normal for a second if you want me to put them on normal mode.
Normal lights. I'm so sorry.
Let me put them on normie mode for a second. Here we go. This is what normie mode looks like. You can see all my stuff. Look. Normal. Wow. Normies. Normies. Ew. Gross. Let's go back to... Let's go red. Turn those lights off. I can turn them off. I can literally just turn them off. Which is a cool vibe. I mean, look at this. This is kind of neat. I fuck with this.
That's cozy.
This is cozy, hey.
You have a different lighting system than this room.
I should. Hey, that's pretty cool. What do we reckon? Should I hang on. Should we? Hang on. Here we go. Fuck me dead. That was like... That was like the good jump scare in Amnesia: The Dark Descent. The one.
That was brewing in there.
First of all, how dare you? Diff lighting for second half is great. Yeah, fuck me dead or fuck me sideways is Australian slang. Yeah, they heard that one, definitely. There's no way they didn't. And there's also one that's like, I'm not here to fuck spiders, which is really weird to me. I don't know, like, I think the first time I heard that phrase was in an Alana Pierce video, and she's going through like an Q&A thing. And I'm like, what the fuck does I'm not here to fuck spiders mean? And she covered it. It's like, basically, I'm not here to mess around. You know, just here to get shit done. But like, fuck me dead and fuck me sideways are just sort of expressions of shock. Or, whatever, what have you. Yeah, how do you even fuck spiders? Where'd this phrase come from? Who came up with the term, I'm not here to fuck spiders? Genuinely. I don't like fucking spiders. I like keeping one as a pet. And... I like spiders, yeah. How do spiders mate? I don't know. They get together around the Barbie, I suppose. And they go, mate. Did you see him? Come on. I'm trying to get my cat to come over here. Diff lighting for the second half of the stream. Yeah, she's just over here trying to distract me now. I've got another 23 minutes left of this shit. Hello. Meow. Come on. Getting out. I want to show him off because he's a fuck. Here's a... Oh yeah, true. Careful of my top. Hang on. Sorry, I just need to, right now, just stay. Him nibble. Him bite. Always think, is the cross like a strap-on? Wait, which cross? What?
What?
Cat go brrr. Cat go chomp. Okay, off you go. Him baby. If you want. There's also Jesus fucking Christ with a cross in me, maybe. Yeah. Oh, I see. Is the cross like a strap-on? Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, I get it. That gives me my I'm not involved with human trafficking shirt. Gets me asked a lot of questions that are already answered by my shirt. Cat got point downed. I tried to point down and he grabbed my hand.
Yeah, if you point down, it'll just...
Can you get him? You need to jump? Get him to jump.
Come on. Come on.
Get him to do it. Come on.
Hiya. Hiya.
Come on. Get him up. Come on.
You got one.
He doesn't want to behave. Yeah, I'll try him. Ready? Somebody try to clip this. Ready? No, come on. Don't be a pussy, even though you're literally a pussy.
Come on, do it for the screen.
Give us some airtime.
You're okay, Bob. He's okay.
Come on, more. Give us some more. Somebody better be clipping these.
He's gonna knock them over.
Come on.
Abby likes her pussy.
I do like my pussy.
What's Twitch chat saying?
What was that, you little shit? He's so baby.
So stop flexing your cute, yeah. Oh. Okay.
Come on. There you go, Broken. Maddie gives you one too. Come on.
Okay.
Now
he's gonna be so excited to play with you for the rest of the day.
Now he's laying down. Come on. If you want infection, you can just have cuddles. You know? Oh shit. Sorry. 2 for the price of 1. Do you want to take him? Get him.
I'm not gonna make it. Check him down. I'll take him.
Yeah, I take him. He doesn't like to behave.
Trying to claw my face.
We don't know what the deal is with him lately. He's in heat or something, honestly, which is weird because he doesn't have any balls. So I don't know why he's so aggressive in particular. He's been biting at scratching at us all the fucking time. And he's been fucking minky blankets. Like, honestly, like, have you got, you know that material of, like, mink? Also, the dragon that I had out before, he tried to fuck that. He literally went over to my bed, took it off the bed, and I heard him making some weird, like, sounds. I look under the desk, and he's bent over this dragon.
This is the first time, right? That was when we got it.
Yeah. He's kneading the dragon like a cat making biscuits. And I'm like... These back legs are going. I'm like, this is not kosher. This is not.
And he has his teeth on it.
Yeah, he gets his teeth into it. I don't know. Just describing to you how my cat keeps trying to fuck so many things in my house, and I don't know why. He shouldn't have a sex drive. He's got no balls. Anyway. That awkward moment when you catch your cat fucking a dragon. In an alternate universe, there's no donkey in Shrek, there's a cat. And Puss in Boots is the one fucking the dragon. Oh, what a moment to arrive. You've come in at a good time. Can I roll my belly? No, I can't.
There's that subreddit called Dragons Fucking Cats.
I was thinking about that.
And Dragons Fucking Cats.
There is dragons fucking cats?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. There probably is. Rule 34. I mean, come on. You have a clip. What the? Has he literally gone behind the desk? God damn. You can post the clip if you want to post the clip. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Neutered tomcats still maintain horniness from, like, hormones. That makes sense. In an alternate universe, Smudge is the dragon. There he is. Get him out of here. Circus cat. So what title? Abby plays with her pussy, flying pussy, any one of them. Honestly, like, it's just watch me and my cat. No, come on. Don't be a pussy, even though you're literally a pussy.
Do it for the screen.
Give us some airtime. Oh, this is so good.
He's okay.
Yeah. Come on, more. Give us some more. Somebody better be clipping these. He's now.
He's getting knocked over.
Oh God. Somebody please just go like post that somewhere. Just go post it on like a cute cat subreddit or something. I don't know. Aren't dragons popular in furry circles? I wouldn't be shocked, honestly. Yeah, I could see it. And at the same time, I'm on the right talking about spider mating habits. Oh yeah, what do spiders do? As someone who has a pet spider, who honestly she doesn't have a partner, so it's not going to happen. What do spiders do? Anyway. Abby plays with her pussy. Oh. You mind if I close the door? For the game.
Oh, but I don't.
It's okay, it's okay. Yeah, that'll do. That's good enough. Yes, I have a pet spider down here. This little enclosure. I don't know if she's visible at the moment, but if you look at that enclosure there, there is a tarantula in it. Somewhere. But she's not out at the moment. She's hanging out somewhere, minding her business. She's a much more calm pet. However, she's also been really active lately too, on the same subject. Not sexually, but she's been getting out of her little holes a lot more lately and wandering around the enclosure. So we've spotted her in multiple different places recently. It's really cool. She's out hunting. I think it's because the weather is getting warmer. And, you know, usually in colder months, she's got a heat pack on. I've turned the heat pack off for now. And during the cold months, she'll just literally stay in her hole and hibernate next to the heat pad. But in the warmer months, she'll actually come out and crawl around a bit and look for crickets. So we've got to drop crickets in there so she can have a little good gamer hunting. Which is neat. Which is fun. It's fun watching her catch and kill prey, honestly. I get joy out of that. I'll tell you what I don't get joy out of, though. Yeah, I'm about to drop some bad news on you. Well, sort of. Not bad news. Not bad news. Good news. Good news, but it's bad news that these even exist. Australia lists neo-Nazi organisation The Base and lesbian Shia party Hezbollah as terrorist organisations. You answered my questions. Oh, the male will put a sperm on a pedipalp and rub it over the female's opening. Oh, yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that kind of stuff, yeah. Actually, I've seen spiders mating. It's strange, but I can see it. Australia has listed white supremacist group The Base, not The Race. The Base as a terrorist organisation, making it a criminal offence to be a member. Home Affairs Minister Karen Andrews described the group as a violent, racist and neo-Nazi organisation. Lesbian? Lebanese? Fucking hell, Lebanese, not lesbian. I'm that tired. I've had alcohol. They're lesbian Shia group. It's not. They misspelled it. It's a lesbian terrorist group. Lesbian from the Isle of Lesbos. Anyway, the entirety of Hezbollah, a Shia Islamist militant group based in Lebanon but active abroad, will be listed as a terrorist organization. Earlier this year, the ABC revealed the base was actively targeting men as young as 17 for recruitment in Australia. The base group was formed in 2018 and has fought to establish terrorist cells in several nations in an attempt to establish a fascist white ethno-state. In the United States, several men linked to the group were prosecuted for offences including conspiracy to murder. The far-right group was already designated a terrorist organisation in Canada and the United Kingdom. Australia's domestic intelligence agency ASIO has warned it right-wing extremists such as members of the base now account for 1/3 of its investigations. Neo-Nazi group from fucking Lebanon? No, they're a terrorist group. In March, Australia listed an extreme right-wing organisation for the first time when it designated UK-based neo-Nazi group Sonnenkrieg Division a terrorist organisation. Ms. Andrews said Australia's terror threat would remain probable. I'm that tired and drunk. Shut up. Probable. I thought like probable, like they could probe into it. I didn't think probable was a word for a second. Enjoy this content of me fucking up. This is the glorious greatness that is live streamed content. Me making mistakes. Submissive and probable. Hey babe, can I probe you? But indicated an attack would become more likely as the nation's borders open. That means we have credible intelligence that there are individuals with the capability and the intent to conduct a terrorist attack here in Australia, Ms. Andrews said. We know that as we open our international borders, people will start to gather in greater numbers in crowds, and that is the sort of thing terrorists look for. Now, I am not here to scare people. I actually want people to go about their lives. Anyone guilty of a terrorist organization offenses, including being a member, recruiting, receiving training, or acquiring funds for a terrorist organization, can face imprisonment for up to 25 years. Hezbollah's political wing added to listing. Hezbollah is listed in Lebanon and functions as a Shia Islamist political party and militant group, which has formed alliances with Iran and Syria. Security experts have warned Hezbollah's international network is expanding in size and influence, but prefers covert operations rather than direct conflict. Until now, Australia has only listed the group's external security organisation on the terrorist list, exempting its military and political wings. Adding the entirety of Hezbollah to the list, including the political wing that has government representation, may complicate aid flowing to Lebanon, which is beset by a political and economic crisis. Post them in Misk Media, honestly. Ms. Andrews said Hezbollah was providing support to other terrorist organizations in the region, such as Palestinian Islamic Jihad and Hamas's Is al-Din al-Qassam brigades. Last year, Hezbollah vowed revenge for a US drone strike that killed Iranian Quds Force commander Qasem Soleimani. The government's bipartisan committee on intelligence and security has also recommended the entirety of the Palestinian group Hamas to be listed as a terror organization. There we go. I don't know, I was just thinking, should I have a section on my Discord dedicated to things about me? Should I? For like clips, fan art, anything, it's like simp for Abby section. Please don't tribute Abby. Don't do that kind of thing. But the fucking don't use the milk face filter on my selfies. But do I have a channel on Pinnape's Discord? Wait, what? Wait, no way. What? Am I even in Pinnape's Discord? I feel like I left a whole bunch of them ages ago. What? No way. No. Z-word, too late. What do you mean? Do I have a section on Pinnape's Discord? What? I'm confused. Is this a reference to something? Anyway, yeah, I could add a category that's just like, I don't know, what would you call it? What would you call this? Memory screwing me over. Blah, 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 blah. Memory screwing you over, apparently. Like, for a moment I thought, like, hang on. Would there be a Discord where there's a section for me? Why would there be a section for me? Abby Hate channel? Yes. We need an Abby Hate channel in Discord. I'm gonna add these. I'm also gonna change the name of the Rogue, the Discord server to the Rogues Gallery, which it is meant. I've been meaning to change it to that for a while. But I haven't done that. I think some of my chat messages actually refer to it as the Rogues Gallery. Listen, dude, I have no idea who Chris Webby even is. So, it sounds like somebody that's not interesting enough to garner my attention. You have it from someone's server, an SW actually. Abby Hate channel from there should be channels to hate me in like numerous different Discord servers. Actually, like just legitimately, I am certain, especially among like debate discourse streams, that whole section, that whole community. There's got to be at least like one Discord server where someone has just made a channel specifically to hate a certain streamer. There has to be one. You reckon? Do you reckon there's like a Discord server like where some streamer has just got like Destiny hate? Like they hate Destiny and they just drag on Destiny all day, you know? The streamer. Although, you know, you could do the same thing for a game in a Discord server, just like constantly shitting on it as a shitposting channel. Surely petty servers exist. Yeah, but I mean like a big streamer channel. Big streamer Discord server. I looked up the guy, right? I looked up, oh, not that one. And, oh my god, this is definitely cringe. So not only is he an American rapper, he's a white American rapper. Cringe. Anyway. Hello BTC Whale Trader, how you going? As an ironic channel, I mean that's what I would do. I would put an ironic hate channel for myself on my own Discord server because it'd be funny. We should do it. It'd be amusing. There's too much irony out there already. Plus your Y plus L plus ratio. Oh fuck. I'm too cute to hate. There's always reasons to hate people, honestly. There's a lot. This Discord server, I could add it now, honestly. Did I call it? Yeah, it's called the Rogues Gallery. If we go to the Rogues Gallery, if we go to the Rogue, like it's got the icon saying the Rogue Room. But I should change it so the icon says the Rogues Gallery. But it is called the Rogues Gallery, at the very least, and it's themed around Dark Souls for some reason. I don't know why. All the categories are Dark Souls themed. We got Filing Shrine, which is general discussion. The Duke's Archives, which is mainly media. Window shopping is one of my favorites. I've stopped posting in there a lot because I used to just spend ages on various shopping sites just spamming that channel. I don't know. Here we go. We'll put this like here. Edit channel. Here we go. Okay, so there is now a channel called Abby Hate in Discord. If you want it, it just says, let everyone know what you hate about Abby. Just let it rip. In my Discord server. Just go ahead. Give me shit. I want to see what you can come up with. The Roast Gallery. I could do that, actually. We could do like a roasting channel. I feel like that could get toxic, though. I don't know if I want to do that. Hate that I want to be roasted. Why am I doing this to myself? This is self-harm. Honestly, this is how I self-harm. I post Discord channels. Start a rivalry between me and Pit Princess. I'm down. Hell yeah. Has Pit Princess streamed lately? I would like to raid Pit Princess again. Just LGBT things. Just starting unnecessary feuds. I self-harm by asking people to roast me. Lol. Basically, yes. Like, yes, essentially. When he goes, where were we? Feuds with you. I could do a feud with myself, honestly. The gay agenda is to get everyone to have good fashion sense. Unironically, my fashion sense has skyrocketed in terms of cute factor at the very least. Since transitioning. Unironically. Can't find my Discord. Really? It's there. It should be there. Call it Toast Channel. There's a subreddit rToast or something for the opposite of roasting. We could do both. In relation to Contra's tofu tweet, I have a question. If she's so concerned about passing as a white woman, why hasn't she released a video about dog fucking yet? Wait, what's this? The tofu tweet. What is the deal with the tofu discourse? Has she deleted the tofu tweet yet? No way. I'm not doing ContraPoint's tofu discourse today. Where is she? Where is the tofu discourse tweet? Should I think she's deleted it because, as usual, she deletes it. Can't escape Contra, she's everywhere. This is the tweet, by the way. I find it impossible to believe that anyone actually likes tofu. What do you like about it? The lack of taste or the lack of texture? But it takes on the flavor of the seasonings. You know what does that way better, though? Meat. I get that veganism is good for animals and the environment, and that's really noble and honorable of you, but it is a barren life of deprivation and self-denial. Oof. Oh my god. Like, I mean, I feel like at this point she's not the kind of person that takes Twitter seriously, and she's literally just doing this to rile people up. She's pissed that people have different tastes to her, probably. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's going on in Natalie's head. You love the texture of tofu? I don't know if I've had tofu, honestly. Tempeh is better than tofu? Fuck tofu, but to imply veganism is bland. I mean, that generally comes from a perspective uninformed on vegan diets. I'm going to say veganist diets. What's a veganist? Vegan diets. You know. You don't like the aftertaste of meat? What kind of meat specifically is the thing? I don't generally eat steak. I do like, you know, chicken, fish. But, like, I feel like beef is low on the list of meats I would eat, honestly. For some reason, like, beef is the one that, like, I do like beef with nachos. I like beef mince with nachos, for example. But if I'm eating meat, it's generally chicken or fish. And even then, it's probably just chicken. Chicken's at the top. Which is weird because a lot of people consider chicken to be a fairly bland meat on its own. Which, I mean, you don't not flavor the chicken, obviously, but you don't eat meat, but good god, dog shit would be a better alternative to tofu. Oh no, we've started it. We've started the discourse. Oh no. Yeah, tofu's great if you cook it properly. Cook it in a stir fry. I mean, you'll have to show me that because I've never tried that. Oh no, we've kicked it off now. People are actually going to be legitimately arguing about this in chat. Just don't know what to think about her. She's the kind of person I always expected to have opinions about and to engage in the discourse, and blah, I can't be trans and miserable on my own. Kitchen stream eventually, I promise you that. I will do it at some point. Pardon? When she's good at cooking. We're going to keep coming up with recipes, and we're going to, like, work on our cooking skills, and then we're going to do a kitchen stream at some point. The problem is, like, if we want to do a kitchen stream, I've got 2 cameras. Debatably 3. I've got a good camera here that I'd like to hook up to my setup. I've got this one. But I think, amusingly enough, there's a series of Canon cameras, and my G7X doesn't actually count for the ones that would work with the Elgato Camlink, which I don't have. But if I wanted to hook up this camera and use it as a stream webcam, I might be shit out of luck, like my camera's literally not on the list of cameras you can use. So I technically might have 3 webcams there if we decide to move the PC into the kitchen and set everything up, which would be a whole chore, don't get me wrong. What? Putting the PC setup, the whole computer and everything. Yeah. Hear me out, cook it with me, take the meat out and eat, then serve the tofu at dinner and accept praise. Outside the whole don't be racist, sexist, et al. The whole I think veganism is bland equals she's a horrible human being thing just gets me. This is the thing, anytime ContraPoints has a strong opinion about anything, people immediately jump down her throat. Like, so her take on the tofu to a lot of people immediately means she's flagrantly racist or something. And I'm like, she's talking about a food. How can commenting on a food be racist unless you specifically say, like, I really hate Indian food? And, like, even then, you'd only be able to say you'd only be able to call that racist if you specifically said, I hate Indian food because of the people that make it. Like, you can't even, like, you could literally have a strong opinion about food from a certain region, but if you're, like, I don't know. It's just dumb. People will jump to ridiculous conclusions with these things. You just hate tofu? Again, I've never tried it. I don't have a strong opinion one way or the other. I do have a strong opinion on who the fuck are we supposed to raid tonight, though. I'm looking at my followers list and like, none of you cunts look interesting. You're all playing games I don't care about. Who do we raid? I don't even know who to go to. Who do we go to? We could go to Namaroff. Namaroff's playing Disco Elysium. I've never played it though, and I kind of want to. What's Lance doing? Lance is doing Silent Hill 3, which is another one where I'm just kind of like, I kind of would like to play it myself. Pick someone random with the trans tag. We could do that. You have a suggestion. What do you want to suggest, Graf? Raid the trans with love. We could raid transes. I should play Disco Elysium. Yeah, like I've heard many good things about it, so I might give it a crack at some point. I mean, all I really need is a confirmation from... all I need really is the recommendation from Casey Explosion, and I'm basically sold on anything, you know. Mr. Samsey is about to start playing Mario Party while being extremely gay. Maggie, a melee trans streamer. Don't feel the need to get into ContraPoints over this, especially when I'd be saying similar things to militant vegan transphobes. Nothing against vegans, of course. Happy ignoring her over this, especially with tweets being deleted. Also, I need my outrage energy for other things. That's a fair point. Let's have a look. Mr. Sam C is going to be doing some Mario Party. Zozo Horror Show, a trans. Are we calling ourselves a trans now? Abby is a goth sloth pimp. Yes, of course I am. I love Casey Explosion. Throw her right. Oh, music stream. I don't know. This is what's weird. Is like I'm a discourse streamer. I talk about things, and I don't. The weird thing is I don't follow many other streamers that do this shit. So I never know who to go to. Girl of Tomorrow is playing Fallout 4. Grumpy Scotsman is playing City Skylines. I do like Grumpy. Grumpy's pretty cool, actually. Self-contained discourse, true. Raid Sneed, the Chuck and Fuck stream. I never finished Fallout New Vegas, so I'm probably not going to play the DLC. Yeah, I'm not fussed with it. That's par for the course, honestly. Nova's playing Stardew. We raided Nova recently-ish. Annie Crevice is playing Apex. We do like Annie, honestly. Annie's a trans drag queen who streams the videos game. If you feel like watching Shooty Gun Gun, we could go to Stardew Valley, honestly. Cyrus is also playing Overwatch. But I'm not... I don't fuck with Overwatch anymore. Glitch is playing Death's Door. Glitchcraft is playing Death's Door, but I feel like I raided Glitchcraft relatively recently. Raid Dead Mouse. Fuck no. By the way, that's for you, Momo. Enjoy that one. Yeah, fuck Activision Blizzard. We could go to Stardew. Stardew's always cute. We like Stardew. Where'd Nova go? We'll go to Nova. Nova sounds good. I'll do some more Stardew Valley streams soon, honestly, I think, at some stage. One of these days, when I can maintain 69 viewers, nice, for a video gaming stream, I'll do Stardew Valley again, right? Until then, I'm not going to fucking bother. But for now, yeah, we're going to raid Nova, who's playing some Stardew Valley. No spoilers, no backseating, all that good shit. I'll be back tomorrow. And I want you folks to help me hit this sub goal, or help me hit this Melbourne goal. I'm probably going to have to figure out another way to get this money, actually, unironically. I have other avenues of income. I'll sell my ass on the internet. Don't worry, I've got this covered, folks. I'm going to Melbourne one way or another. Alright, thank you all for hanging out to listen to me talk about shit for 3 fucking hours. I don't know why you did that, but I do appreciate it. I will sell me ass. Anyway, folks, have a good one. Thank you so kindly for hanging out tonight. Be kind to yourselves and each other. I love your faces, and I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Oh yeah, social media and shit too. There you go, have that. Goodbye.